Hello and welcome to another episode of Our Kinky Kindles, the podcast where we worry about the right holes.
Welcome, y'all. We are coming to you live from our post-Sunday brunch, sangria'd up selves.
So much sangria.
Yes. Or maybe not enough sangria.
We were able to drive, and by we I mean you, from
the half
first
a mile
watch to your house.
Back to my home, yes.
So, y'all, before we talk about bullshit for 20 minutes, we're going to tell you our names.
Oh, yes, we are! Yeah, okay, do we have a drum roll?
No, we don't.
That's not... Oh, this will work.
That's an applause.
Announcing officially. Okay, well, let's chat for a sec how we've decided. It's a really complex decision-making process that we have endeavored on to decide to use our names here.
The thing is, I'm sick of it.
This is like we've gone through a whole ethical decision-making model on this, and the decision-making model was just like a flowchart of one thing, and it said, "Are you tired of having to edit out every time we use our names?"
Yes. It's that, and that, like, we have the most common names ever made.
Yeah. Mine has 2 letters.
Yeah. So, introducing your podcast host. My initial is K. My full name is Katie, so you can call me Katie.
That's her
my
full name.
Well, yeah.
The full thing.
I have other names, but you can call me Katie.
So I will probably, listeners, I'll probably call her Katie Bird because Katie Bird's her nickname. Gotta call her Katie Bird.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not something we're gonna edit out. It's an adorable name, isn't it?
It's cute.
Isn't that fecking precious?
I receive.
Katie Bird. Okay, mine is drumroll.
There's. I don't have a drum roll for
I
you.
should have clapped after yours. Okay, anyway, my name is Anna. It's just hi.
Hi.
I'm
That's
so glad y'all are here. Yeah, and my partner calls me Baby Panda.
Yeah, and that's another thing I've had to edit out before is
Yes.
Baby Panda. But we probably will not say our partners' names.
Probably not.
For now.
That's just more, yeah, it's easy to, whenever I text, I use this first initial anyway,
Yeah.
so we think of it as that. Yeah.
But the reason I wanted to do that was because the people that we went to the Summer I Turned Pretty premiere with have given us permission to use their names on our podcast. So they screened the first episode 2 days early at our theater in the town that we live. And, you know, 4 30-ish-year-olds went to a theater.
We were not the oldest people there.
Even besides the security, the security guard.
Besides the Amazon staff that was there. Okay, you have a point. No, I mean, there's a small demographic. They were probably the people who drove the teens there.
The parents of the teens.
Okay,
that
so maybe
were in
I'm thinking of the parents of the teens. Yeah. Yes, that was hilarious. Like, it was full. Was it packed? No, it was not at capacity.
I mean, but it's because you had 2 tickets that you didn't use.
You're right. It was my fault. Correct. No, it was so fun.
It was really fun. So we went with our 2 friends, Brandon and Savannah. Shout out. I know y'all listen to this podcast. Hi. And y'all can come for us. The 4 of us, we showed up in our Team Jeremiah t-shirts.
No. Team Jeremiah. Taylor's version. So cute.
And I will say that in the premiere episode, you know, before they released it, they took out a Taylor Swift song.
Yeah.
In that episode, they didn't
Invisible Rope.
No, not Invisible. It was Last Kiss.
You're welcome.
They had taken out Last Kiss Taylor's version in that episode, and then when we watched it again, we all got together in the middle of the day on Friday.
We did.
And watched the first 3 episodes together.
Very drunk.
We're watching the first episode, and that we've already seen it. We had seen it 2 days prior.
Yeah.
And it starts playing Last Kiss, and then we were all started screaming because we were like, they took it out!
Yes, they took it out.
Because they knew that us blabbermouths would have told everybody. We would have been telling people left and right.
The Swifties would have been lighting up the group chats.
We would have pulled out our phones.
Yes!
Recording.
Under the, threat of perjury, but we would still be like, yes, we're oh my God, we got to record this. It was so funny. It was amazing to see it in person, and then it was really fun to see it afterwards with, like, you know, our full Swiftie hood.
Yes. And so when we were at the theater, we're trying to save a little money. There's a bar at this theater, but why would we buy alcohol there when I can just shove it in my purse and it's fine?
Seriously.
So I had told Brandon that I would bring him a Riesling.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had gone to Target and to Total Wine that day. And at Target, I saw on the shelf, it was like $5 water bottles. And I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah,
I can throw some wine in this. So I grabbed 2 and I put some red wine in one. I put the Riesling in the other, threw it in my bag.
I was there with the teens.
We were hollering.
We were hooting and hollering. We were deeply problematic, but they touched at one point, and you and Savannah hollered, "Electric touch!"
Oh yeah, so, Conrad. These are spoilers for The Summer I Turned Pretty. So if you're sensitive to that and you haven't watched, skip ahead.
Yeah,
but,
just skip on.
Conrad and Belly are having a conversation over the phone, and she's like, I just don't think I could be with anyone that doesn't feel electric, And Savannah and I both same time, electric touch, and like touch. Every girl in the audience started laughing. They knew exactly. Everyone was like, "Yep, that's." The Venn diagram of Swifties and people that in there at theater was a circle.
It was a circle, for sure. It was so fun. And it was, when you bring your own alcohol, I'm curious. I feel like everybody does that these days. Like, we're all...
The security guards saw us with our cups and they were like, yeah, it's fine.
Like, I mean, it's like tailgating, but BYOB, it's good.
Yeah. So, Anna drank out of the water bottle. It's fine, and
it was Riesling. I am not usually a Riesling girl. Y'all don't come at me.
Brandon's a sweet wine kind of guy. It's fine. We don't judge him for it that much. And so he had a cup. Anna had the water bottle, and then I had a little cup for my dry red that I was drinking. So then I got home. And I was washing out the water bottles, and I'm peeling off the sticker on the bottom because they were brand new, and it said pet water bottle on it.
So we could have just unscrewed the bottom and made a little cup, and then
yes. So
You're welcome, folks.
The bottom comes off of this water bottle, so you can just pour a little. So I mean, we could have lapped up the wine.
God,
like little puppies.
Opportunity missed.
Opportunity missed.
So, yeah, we need to bring those when we go to First Watch. So we can take home any remaining sangria.
Very important.
And just dump it in there, in the middle of a crowded restaurant. I think it's fine. I see no flaws. Oh, get the mic closer to that whenever you...
I'll just...
Yeah, that's us. Oh, today we're doing rancheritas. So I love ranch water. Specifically the spicy one. Spicy ranch water. I just get a whole case of spicy ranch water like a weirdo.
Yeah, I don't like the spicy ranch water.
Most people don't. Well, I don't know. They sell whole separate cases of just the spicy. Nobody else drinks it. It's all for me.
Yeah.
But these are the rancheritas. Who knows?
Good.
Who knows?
Also, we drank Betty Booze for the first time.
Yes.
If y'all
shout out Blake Lively.
Yeah, Blake Lively released her own line of
friend of the pod.
Yeah, friend of the pod, friend of my heart, friend of Taylor Swift.
Friend of Taylor Swift. Any friend of Taylor Swift is a friend of the pod.
And so she released her own line of little seltzer drinks, and so I bought some when I was at Total Wine, and I got the tequila with the lime shiso in it. It was pretty good. Brandon thought it was spicy. It sure is not.
It was, y'all. Take a sip. Let me tell you, not spicy. It said, this got a kick. I took a sip and I'm like, the lime?
It's the spicy lime.
Are you thinking of citrus? The taste of citrus. So funny.
Sweet baby. But he didn't like the drink. As we're watching The Summer I Turned Pretty, anytime something remotely dramatic would happen, he'd grab it out of my hand and drink it and then make a horrible face. I'm like, bro, I can get you something that you actually...
Get your own. Let me tell you, day drinking.
It's wild.
We have a lot of responsibilities in our adult life, so I appreciate any chance we can get to have no responsibilities and just, live in our bullshittery, our general tomfoolery.
I do love to, get together on a Friday morning and,
bullshit about.
It's fine.
Team Jeremiah.
Team Jeremiah for all you Conrad girlies.
We will do an episode on...
Are you okay?
Yeah. Oh my God. Did y'all see him with that fucking guitar? No.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, you all. That's so embarrassing. I can't even think about it.
We were appalled.
I was so upset.
How can you still be Team Conrad after that?
I know y'all are fighting for your lives out there.
Yeah.
Team Conrad.
Y'all okay?
I know that you're not okay.
Yeah.
But bottom line... The person that you like should be nice to you.
It's really, the bar is on the floor. This is not a bold statement.
It's not.
That the person you're into...
And spoilers for season 2 of The Summer I Turned Pretty. It is also Conrad's responsibility to communicate to Belly, hey, I'm not okay. My mom just died.
Yeah.
I can't go to your prom.
Beautiful.
That's fine.
Yeah,
okay?
God,
that
totally
is fine to say. And Belly would have been in support of that because she also lost Susanna.
Yeah.
Like, let's go to dinner and then go home. Like, that's fine.
And or I'd like to go to your prom for pictures and for the first half, and then I'm probably gonna need to wrap it up because it's gonna feel like a lot.
It's hard for me right now.
Yeah, but I have this percentage of capacity in me today.
Mm-hmm. That's his responsibility to say.
Yeah, but
and it was not okay to go to prom anyway and then break up at her prom. That was not okay.
That was real. And I guarantee that people are like, well, they didn't really break up. No. Belly interpreted it. If there is confusion as to whether or not you're still together, that's a problem. Like,
yeah,
that's on you, dude. Like, if it's like, no, I was just having a bad night. No. I don't need this roller coaster.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Conrad Girlies, I'm sorry, y'all. That's rough.
It's rough. What could help is to become a Jeremiah girly.
Yeah. He's so nice.
It should be noted we have not read the books.
Well, that's besides the point.
We've heard that if you've read the books, you're a Conrad girly. If you
watch the show, you're a Jeremiah girly.
Yeah, well, we're watching the show, so we're Jeremiah girlies.
That's right. Look, I know that y'all are probably going to be like, Jeremiah does something horrible in the books. And I know this.
So did fucking Conrad.
Conrad's also doing things horrible all the time.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. I didn't read the books, so the Jeremiah that I know didn't do anything bad.
Yeah, I'm in love.
He's precious.
Also, come on, look at the actors. Like, one is objectively more beautiful and charming.
Yeah. And also, the actor that plays Conrad
is not a Swiftie.
Does not like Taylor Swift, and that's a red flag if I've ever seen one. Sorry.
One of the biggest red flags, I think that... It's one thing to... respect her, but like not be a fan, but to just not like. Did you ever see that TikTok where he's like, would you ever date a man who didn't like Taylor Swift? And she's like straight up like, no, absolutely not. That's like, no, I couldn't do that. That's not okay. Like, that's like on the application to date me, that's on there. And he said, would you ever date a man who didn't like your mother? And she goes, yeah. Just like, sure.
Taylor Swift? Absolutely not. Mom? All right. Well.
A moment of hesitation, and then it's like, yeah, I see no flaws.
I see. It's fine.
That feels right. Like, one, I want to know more about her mom.
Right. Are you okay, ma'am?
Yeah. Have you heard of therapy? And two, like, she's right.
Okay, this week,
entry point.
We're back to hockey smut, you all.
We sure are.
Smut it is.
Yeah, this one was really this was a turn it down at the red light kind of.
This is like I should not be reading this around other humans.
This was I was doing the dishes and I was like,
whoa!
God. Yeah, this was like it's hard to. This is one you need to be alone.
And you know what? We support.
That's great.
We are reviewing Meet Your Match by Kandi Steiner. It came out this summer.
It did.
I have read a lot of her other books. Like, she's got a whole like whiskey series.
Okay, this was my first foray.
Yeah, so she has like a whole series where like it's like brothers who own like a whiskey distillery or something.
Oh, fun.
It's cute. I mean, it's similar vein.
Sex in a whiskey distillery, because I know that's what's happening in there.
Oh yeah.
I've got a sweet little synopsis. I'm actually going to read the one that you sent because we were trying to... This was from your Kindle.
Yes, yeah.
We were trying to decide what we wanted to review this week. We wanted something fun, fluffy. We've got some things on the docket that we're reviewing here soon. But this weekend, we were like, well, what do we want to do? And so we landed on this one. And, this is how Katie Bird... I love being able to say your name. Oh, my God.
It's so much easier.
Trademark. So much easier. This is what won me over. Okay, it's a little long, but y'all buckle up. 1 month with Vince Tanev, Tampa's hotshot rookie. The headline says it all, and my bosses are over the moon when the opportunity of a lifetime lands in my lap. This is from our heroine's perspective.
Yes.
For the record. Our MC, our main character, Of course, they aren't aware that I've already met Vince Cool at an all-star gala. Gross. And that we were at each other's throats the entire time. Enemies to lovers.
Enemies to lovers. Check.
It doesn't matter that he's the kind of hot that shows that God has favorites. Messy brown hair, heated hazel eyes, the smirk of a rock star, and a scar over his eyebrow that makes every woman particularly feral.
Hell yeah. Yeah. When I said that to Anna, and she was like, I'm in the mood to feel particularly feral.
I was like, I'm down for particularly feral. That is, you know, on the back of the book where it's like, U.S. Weekly says this. I would love nothing more than to have published something that then someone says, 5 stars, made me particularly feral.
I was feeling feral.
That is
a rabid raccoon.
Yeah. A rabid rodent, just, you know, wow. Okay, sorry, back to this.
Back in it.
He's a rich, cocky playboy, a brand I'm all too familiar with, and one I'm determined to never be around again. She stuck to her guns, let me tell you. But after my coverage of the gala stirs up a buzz, the team's general manager and my CEO strike a deal to help fill the arena at home games. Oh, this is plot. This is some of the plot of this book.
Sure. That's the whole plot.
This is...
That's it.
Spoiler, y'all. I'll get up close and personal with Tampa's new shiny toy. Whether he's at practice, playing in a game, partying, or drinking coffee half naked in his condo, I'll be there for all of it. Vince gets under my skin like no one else. It isn't long before that paper-thin line between hate and lust blurs. Again, I'm into that.
Me too.
That's what we came here for.
That's what the therapy is about.
Yes. Yeah. That's my therapy. And being around him every waking minute of the day leaves no chance to escape his devilish stare. The air crackles between us. The tension is hot enough to melt my inhibitions. Let me tell you, it does. But I know the way this story ends. I've lived it once before. As much as I work to guard my heart, my body is a traitor. Oops.
Uh-oh.
And if this man puts his hands on me, I know I'll submit to desire.
Yes, we will. Check.
She just knows.
It's the scar over the eyebrow.
Yeah. It's the... I thought 1 month with Vince Tanev was a game I could win easily. But I might have just met my match. Title of the book. Tropes. Pro hockey romance. Check. Was it that?
It was a pro hockey romance.
It was a pro hockey.
There's hockey.
There's pro romance. Forced proximity.
Yep.
Definitely. They have condos next to each other. Opposite sides of the track.
Because he's rich and she's not.
Socioeconomic.
She didn't grow up rich.
But I feel like, okay, not to get too critiquey too early, but like opposite sides of the track, I see that as like somebody's done something illegal.
When I hear, like, if I were to see a trope that's like opposite sides of the track, I always think like bad boy, good girl.
Yes, I think bad morally. Yeah. Not, or like, you know, morally gray.
Not like difference
socioeconomic.
Access to resources.
Yeah, like that's not. I see how socioeconomic status could go into that, you know, like Aladdin. Let's think of Aladdin, you know, like... the OG bad boy with his hitties out.
I mean, he is a crime. Oh, his hitties are out.
With his little vest. Do you think that's where Harry gets all his inspo?
He watches Aladdin every day before he goes on stage, and he's like, yeah.
With the pants and the little vest?
He tells his stylist, that's what I would like to wear tonight.
I want to take them on a magic carpet ride. He is showing us the world.
I mean, a carpet ride I would enjoy.
Get me on that carpet, Aladdin.
Okay, anyway.
This is taken. Speaking of which, interracial, multiracial couple.
Hey.
Was a trope. I did appreciate that. I will say, I did not understand until, I'm not kidding, this is maybe my own listening of this on too fast speed, but I did not understand that she was multiracial until the end, and then they described her mom, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I think she's
a person of color. Amazing.
Yeah, she spends a lot of time talking about her hair, which is what.
That's how
because like, she talks about like the silk bonnet and like taking care of her hair. So I was like, oh, okay, so she's a woman of color.
So, again, not to be too critiquey, but like that could have been fun to like play up a little bit more and talk about like her, because I just heard her experience as like, she worked a lot in nonprofit work, and I don't know. It could have been interesting, but we get it. Maybe that's not always hot to talk about interracial couples, but
the struggles of interracial couples.
Yeah. But I was like, I want to hear more of her story, more of her experience. Tell me more.
She wants more plot, you all. She wants more wrong holes.
It's as if I wanted more very wrong holes. Okay, 2 more trips that were involved. Workplace romance. I love a workplace romance.
Hot.
I can see you.
It's so workplace.
Yeah, exactly.
We kept everything professional.
You gotta go fast and keep quiet. Enemies to lovers vibes definitely was at play. This was quite the read. This was a work of smutty art. Specific to the smut.
The smut in this book is wild, you all. Well, I will say, the smut, like, when it is described, it's so descriptive and so dirty. Oh, yeah. But there's also, like, it goes so hard in the first couple of sex scenes. And then it has fade to blacks for, like, several chapters.
Yeah.
After that. I was so shocked. I was like, dude, you just wrote an insane scene.
Lots of details.
Yeah, and then you're fading to black in these I mean, that's fine, I guess. I got a lot from the other ones, but it was like, I was shocked that she kind of threw in a lot of fade to blacks there throughout.
Yeah, and then towards the end, it was more descriptive. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was as if she was trying to, like, bring in more plot. And it's like, girly, know your strengths.
Yeah, I lost the plot when we got to we'll get to it, but I'm going to give you all an informed consent later on when this one happens. Because I was
Give them a form to sign. Very good.
Yeah, just like
informed
sign
consent.
Off before you listen to what we're about to say.
Yeah, I need everyone to sign a waiver. Yeah. It was so fun. Yeah, hockey, this was the second, because I had only read Icebreaker before this. Mm-hmm. So I had not delved very much into the world. The magical world, the cinematic universe of hockey.
Well, and there is a cinematic universe.
There really is. There's a whole. Yeah, I've got some follow-up questions at some point.
Oh, we can address your follow-up questions. Okay, y'all.
What you got?
Let's dive in. On page 8.
Straight out the gate.
I highlighted. Still, from the moment we met, there had been an understanding between us. It was the kind you only found in someone who saw you for who you are and didn't expect you to be anyone or anything else. It was rare and special and something I never took for granted. Oh, that's female friendship.
Yes.
Or, real friendship. And I just said, like, that we support and love female friendship on this podcast.
Yes. That was a really precious. I'm glad that Olivia was her name.
Livia.
I loved that they keep bringing her, like, incorporating this beautiful best friend who is supportive and fun and, like, a fully developed person, like, that enriches Maven's life.
I wonder if Livia's going to get a book, because it seems like this is going to be a series. And Livia talks a lot about, like, being a dominatrix. So I don't know if that's, like, a thing, but, she's living her single life and she loves it.
Sure. She's a cosmetic dentistry.
Yes.
Something.
Yeah. So Livia works for the team. She, hockey players apparently get their teeth knocked out a lot from fighting.
Interesting.
And so she gives them veneers and fixes their teeth.
Sure.
Okay. Page 9. Mm-hmm. This was my first event as the newest addition to the Tampa Bay BAE Babes. Despite the rather cheesy name, the TBBs were well known throughout the city for their social channels for the most listened to podcast in the Bay. Huh. They covered everything from where to shop, dine, and stay to interviewing the most influential players in the city, whether their game be politics, medicine, science, history, real estate, or pop culture. Podcast girlies.
Podcast girlies, just like us.
Just like us.
Amazing.
So Maven's a podcast girly.
It is, yes. Whenever I heard that, I was like, wait a minute.
That's us.
It's us. That wasn't even really on the description. And then it was like, wait.
Oh my God, podcast girlies.
Podcast girlies. Like, yes. So she is a journalist. It's such a fun, accessible way for people to get information.
Yeah.
Like, because we're all doing shit. We've all got our little AirPods in or whatnot. It's like, listen to a podcast.
Yeah. And, like, the podcasts that I listen to are kind of like this one where it's like, I'm not really learning anything. It's just people, I'm just listening to my friends talk.
Yes.
It's just, like, even if I don't even know them in real life, it's just people chatting, and I like to listen to it.
It's so fun. Yeah, I spend a lot of time, throughout the day, I'm with clients, which is chatty in its own way, but I'm not, I'm in a professional role. It's not about me. Those social interactions are not about me. Yeah. That's about my client and their journey, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But I love listening to chatty podcasts in my like downtime throughout the day, because it's like I get a little lonely.
Yeah, it's parasocial.
These are parasocial relationships. It's precious. It's so fun.
Love it.
Yes. So she's a podcast girly.
Love it. On page 11, let's meet Vince. Vince Tanev.
Yeah.
He was hot, young, cocky, and worst of all, the kind of player who backed up his shit talking effortlessly. Because he just kept getting better and better with every fucking game. I didn't have to study him long to note that his unusually messy hair was tamed tonight, styled in a sleek wave that accented the lines and edges of his handsome face. Those cheekbones were enough to make a poet dedicate their life's work to him, coupled with his thick lashes and lips that always remained in the rich boy pout. Vince was impossible to not find delectable. Those attracted to the male variety...
That's my new sexual orientation.
Attracted to the male variety. It's like, you know...
Forget it, heterosexual, straight. I'm attracted to the male variety of the species.
That is my sexual orientation. It's just the male variety. Whatever variety they come in,
they're pretty great.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I know. Yeah, we're not. Have you met men?
Have you met men? Oh, man.
Do you think I would choose this?
It's horrible. Those attracted to the male variety went especially apeshit over the little scar over his right eyebrow, the one that gave that pretty face just enough edge to make you wonder if he'd tie you up in bed. Now, I said I wasn't really wondering that, but now I kind of am. I drew little eyeballs.
Yeah, I like that you draw your own emojis.
I can't put emojis.
Yeah, with your Kindle Scribe in her bathtub. It's tough.
I did read this in the bath some.
Very good, as you should.
All right, page 13. This book also does flip back and forth from POVs, so I'll do my best to make sure that y'all know who's talking, but this is still Maven's point of view.
But also, like, it'll be fine.
We're doing our best here.
Yeah, y'all will figure it out.
Livia had given me the tough love only a best friend can many times, and told me I had the tendency to come off as a bitch to people who don't know me well, especially when we got on the topic of the state of the world. Well, the state of the world is bad, so I'm going to be a bitch about it.
You know what? I've got things to say about the state of the world.
But that was the infuriating truth, wasn't it? Any woman who wasn't smiling and laughing and being amicably pleasant was a bitch. I wore that insult with pride.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's not bitchy to not be giggly and bubbly all the time.
Yeah, I think if I'm saying something that is important, people just expect... I'm aware of how I present. I can present as a little ray of sunshine sometimes.
Yeah, you're bubbly.
I get called sweetheart a lot. It's not... I don't enjoy that. I just... what is it? What does Zooey Deschanel say?
I rock a lot of polka dots.
I rock a lot of polka dots and I break for butterflies, but that doesn't mean I'm not strong and something like that. Strong and brave. And it's like, we can be feminine and care about social issues. Mm-hmm. And we don't
speak passionately about them.
Yeah, we can present. Yes. It's a internalized misogyny sometimes of, It's the misogyny of it all.
It's the misogyny of it all. Yeah, I know, like when we were in grad school and Anna and I were becoming friends, I was talking to some other people in our program, and I can't even remember what we were talking about, but one of them had said, I don't think I've ever heard Anna say a swear word. And I was like, have you had a conversation with Anna? She, those are her favorite words to say.
I went to dinner with my parents last night, and I was like actively coaching myself, like, okay, because I filter for children, obviously, children and minors, like I don't have to think about that. Like I'm obviously not gonna, but with adults, I don't generally filter because this is adult language for adults, and so oh my god, yeah.
I know it's so hard, like at school, because I have to filter for my students.
Sure.
But like, the other counselors and the other teachers, like everybody's swearing like left and right.
Well,
and like when we're talking to each other and there's no kids around, like it's all bets are off. But like code switching immediately when a kid comes in, it's so hard. And like I'll have to catch myself sometimes, and like the kids think it's funny because all teenagers swear.
Yes,
and they swear in my office, and that's fine.
But you're not going to.
Yeah. And like, there are times when like using swear words in counseling is helpful.
Very appropriate.
It levels the playing field a bit, but I do have to edit myself sometimes.
It's so funny. That's hilarious that they were like, I don't know that I've ever heard Anna say a swear word.
I was like, well, then you haven't hung out with Anna.
Well, yeah, maybe she's...
Because you do present very sweet.
Yes, but I think it's funny. People are always policing how women are presenting in this world. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
How people seem to have an invested interest. I'm not about the grad school friends. Like we all got to a great place eventually, mostly for the most part. But but this idea of like even that Maven is they think she's a bitch because she has opinions.
Yeah, and she's not like smiling and giggling all the time.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Is like we get to present. We can show up in a genuine way. You know, male identified folks are able to do that all the time without anyone questioning it. Nobody's asking them to smile. Nobody's saying, hey, present a little kinder. Nobody's saying that. They're just allowed to feel what they're feeling and express it freely. Well, I say that.
No one's being like, hey, you sound crazy right now.
Yeah.
Just calm down.
Yeah. Ooh, wow. You feel really strongly about that. Yes, I do.
I sure do.
Sure as hell do.
I'm going to keep talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just saying I believe in people's rights to express however they want to, present however they want to, and I present really sweetly, and I know it throws people through a loop whenever I have strong beliefs and opinions about human rights.
Yeah.
In our country, so we know we have listeners who've popped in from all over the world, which is wild and hard to wrap my mind around. But
I love it.
Yeah, especially in the American South, we are only female identified folks are supposed to show up in a certain way, and so it's always refreshing when people get to be who they are.
Yeah. Love it. This is not important at all, but on page 19, I did highlight.
Gotta balance it out.
I did highlight the name Jackson Britton, and it's spelled Jaxson.
We're good.
I'm so sorry, you all. That is an incorrect spelling. You can do. You know what? Jaxon. Fine. CK.
Now look, I'm not okay with the XON, but I get what you're doing. It's cute. It's trendy. JAXON.
It's fine. That's fine. CKSON. Beautiful.
CKSON is the actual. If you're gonna do Jackson, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Like, yeah, I am for real. Yeah, that is a beautiful way to spell it. Go for it.
You can have X or you can have CKS.
Can't have it both.
You can't have XS. XS is wrong, you all.
Jackson.
The X makes the sound you needed to make. You don't need the S.
X covers it.
X covers it.
X.
It's too much.
So like, but no, when you say it, X, it ends in the S sound.
Yes,
we don't need to add. As a former educator, y'all.
As a current educator, I'm tired of seeing y'all's XS's. I've got some.
The sheer amount. Oh, I bet you have such better names than I did. I generally worked with elementary aged folks.
I've got every name that you can think of. I've got it.
It's covered.
It's
so much. I know we can't say their names, but oh, y'all, I really enjoy some of your names.
Yeah.
Are y'all okay out there? With
Millennials, just take note. Stop naming your kids crazy stuff.
Stop naming your kids stupid things.
This is a PSA.
Because your kids then have to live in this world with that name.
With all those letters. You don't need AE. You don't need that.
You really...
My sweet friend... she wouldn't care, but my sweet friend Ashley, who now listens to this podcast, she's an Leigh.
Oh my God.
And the reason that her mom named her that was because it looks pretty in cursive. And Ashley's like, you know how annoying it is to have that many letters in my name? And like, yeah.
Well, and to have to correct every time. Yeah, I know. Well, my name's the same forwards and backwards. It's palindrome. Anna. It's pretty easy. So I will say, and I will not reveal my double name, but I do have a double name. I was always called by this double name growing up. And so that technically is much longer, but I dropped that when I became an adult.
As you should.
Yeah. Anyway, name sidetrack, but yeah, Jackson.
That just really upset me to see.
It should.
In my smut.
It should.
Jackson's a hockey player. It's not Vince. He's their friend. Not important. Anyway. Taylor Swift reference on page 24, you all.
Hello.
Is everybody ready? Later that night, when I slipped inside my Maserati, this is Vince. He drives a Maserati. Loving him was like driving a new Maserati down a dead-end street. Yeah, he drives a Maserati. That means he's got money, baby.
Yeah, he does.
He makes that pro NHL salary.
We have a Maserati dealership in our town. Y'all are gonna figure out where we live. It's fine.
I don't care.
I don't don't know. Do people fucking care where we live?
Yeah, I don't think y'all care. I surely don't.
But we do have a Maserati dealership here.
Triangulate our position between Asheville, Atlanta, and Nashville. You figured it out.
You landed on it. You got it, folks. But yeah, it's recent. The Maserati dealership is fairly recent, and so folks, I've just enjoyed seeing more and more around town. I'm like, y'all get it.
But what are people that live here? What are they doing that allows them to drive Maseratis?
Drugs.
I don't know. Or hop in drug market.
Real estate.
Oh, that's true. You're right.
Probably real estate.
It's
Bitcoin.
real estate.
Ooh, what I'd give for Amanda to explain Bitcoin to me right now.
Do not invite people on the internet to explain Bitcoin.
Can y'all explain and Bitcoin to me?
Can someone come mansplain Bitcoin to me? I don't get it. Mm-hmm. That was not an important plot point, but I just wanted to point out.
You were really digging for a Taylor Swift reference there.
I was not.
Yeah, you were.
You can't say Maserati and not sing Red.
Well, you have such a good point.
You're right.
I'll let you have it.
Thank you. Page 25. So, Vince has started, he was stalking Maven on social media, found her Instagram.
Oh, this is so funny.
And Maven wakes up, and I'd woken up to find that Vince fucking Tanev had followed me. He'd also liked 6 of my photos.
From way back when.
Which is insane.
Yes, that's bold.
Yes. Oh, I was like, I guess if you're a famous hockey player, then you don't care about liking someone's old Instagram photos.
6 of them.
Just going like.
Well, and we find out later he's fucking with her. Like he's trying to get her attention. Yeah.
But
he did.
Can you y'all know the mortification of accidentally liking someone's old Instagram photo?
Oh my god.
Like
I have done that. A friend handed me their phone to show me.
Oh god.
Their whoever they were dating. Or no, they had dated them or they were talking to them. And I was just scrolling on back through, and sure as hell, double tapped one from long ago.
Oopsie.
So it was from her account. Like it looked like.
Were you just like, sorry?
Yeah, no, we just screamed and wheezed, and I immediately unliked it. You know.
Oh, I mean, it still gives the notification, but yeah.
I felt so bad. It was so funny.
So funny.
Yeah, it was a good time. But yes, it's mortifying.
It is. It's embarrassing. But apparently if you're a famous hockey player, you don't care. You'll just like whoever's photo you want to like. And you know what? If a famous hockey player went back through my Instagram and liked photos, I'd be like, oh my God. Hello.
I would be down.
That's fine with me.
You go right ahead, sir. Sir, you liking my photos.
All right. So page 30, we're getting into like the main plot of this book, which is one of Maven's Instagram posts had like blown up overnight. And the Tampa Bay babes got the idea that if they would do an exclusive on Vince, so spend like an entire month with him 24/7, giving exclusive access to his workouts, his warm-up routine, like his day-to-day, what he does in the evenings, his hobbies. And so they're growing a social media account with some like private information about, or not private, but like, you know, Vince's insider information about Vince's life.
Yeah.
So
publicity.
Yes. So I just highlighted 1 month with Tampa's hotshot rookie, Vince Cool. That's his nickname. And so that's the main plot of this book, is that they're kind of stuck together for this project. But I just said, I guess we're not allowed to do that for this podcast. I mean.
Huh. So who says? Or
1 month with Tessa Bailey.
Oh. I thought you meant that we couldn't go stay with famous hockey players and or different.
I mean, I think we probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, I don't know that Jay would be into that.
I think maybe that's against the marriage vows.
We might need to update the contract, the marriage contract, to include forced proximity.
You know who can know?
Whomst?
H.
Yes.
She can.
The terms of my relationship do not include this, but
hers do.
H. Come on, we could like send her out on a mission.
Send her into the world
on a mission,
and then
for the pod. Let's
Can you be our in the field agent H?
Yes, this is a service. This is for the pod. This is for science.
We're still saying H because we haven't gotten her explicit permission to use her name. But
yes, exactly. But we are commissioning her to go be in forced proximity with hot people.
You know what? A gift. You're welcome.
What can I say except you're welcome? Yeah, I think that would be really special for all.
Okay, page 38. So what does this all entail exactly? Like, just here at the rink? Everything, I said. Practice, travel, home games, away games. My life on the road, my life here in the city. Like, you mean 24/7? Apparently. A shit-eating grin curled on Jackson's face. Interesting. And I said, very interesting for all parties, including me. I am very interested.
I'm
with
also yeah. Writing.
Interesting.
For science.
It's for. I learned a lot.
I sure did. I was invested. Yes, she went. She was, the interesting thing too about this is that Maven was not really excited about this. Maven was not.
She's not interested in rich people because rich people have in the past have not treated her well.
Yeah, she had a great point. This is an interesting. We're going to say that about 6 more times. You're welcome. I made this note at some point around this concept of, we'll get into this. Obviously, we know these are the 2 main characters. They're going to get together, blah, 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 blah. We get into it in a second, but she has dated a pro hockey player in the past.
Pro golfer,
PGA Tour. That's right. Dick. Such a dick.
What was his name?
Stupid butt.
It starts with a J, I think. I can't remember.
It was Stupid butt.
Okay, yep. He sucks.
He really sucks. So she has set this, like, I'm never again. Like, there was a lot of, like, the breakup was really bad. It was very, like, demeaning and, like, very discriminatory against socioeconomic status and really painful. So she goes into this with this, like, no, we cannot be together with Boothang, Vince, because she had a bad experience. And I made the note at some point, forbidden love versus self-imposed constraints. Are they the same thing? And is this hot? So, like, if you go in, like, it's not forbidden love if you're the one forbidding yourself.
Right. So I think I've talked about that too later on in my notes, but, like, I got frustrated with her.
Yes.
And because, I mean,
this is a Hannah and Fox situation too.
Yes. It's like you are blaming him for something that he never did to you.
That gets really old. This trope of, exactly.
I mean, at what point has he said, like, shown you that he would do the same thing? He hasn't.
He's having to atone for someone else's sentence. Like,
right. And that's not his.
That doesn't belong to him. And honey, that actually does belong to you. Your feelings about what went down. You didn't deserve it, but, like,
you got to take care of that.
Yes.
You got to take care of that.
And, like, it is relatable, of course.
Absolutely,
like, we all have, we come in with these schemas, these lived experiences, and we project it on everyone else. But also, it can really get in the way of a good life, can't it? I've done it. When you make assumptions because you had a bad experience with someone who had similar whatever to who you're now talking to, it gets complicated, huh?
Yeah, it gets messy, especially when you get into, like, the third act breakup. And I apologize if y'all ever hear, like, weird clicking in the background. I have this horrible habit of, like, playing with the magnet side of my pen.
As a neurospicy person, I am always playing with something at all times.
It drives my partner insane when I do it.
Really?
He's like, I don't even think you notice that you're doing it, but it's really loud.
I want to irritate him with things like that. What could I do?
Well, he irritates me with his tapping all the time, so I think he can handle it.
Yeah, I think he'll probably be just fine.
Yeah. Okay, page 49. It's practice, and Vince shoots a cool shot. Look, I don't understand hockey.
You know what? I wish I understood hockey a little better.
You know what?
This is the most natural segue in the world. Wow,
we are good at this. Best actors there ever were. High school theater really helped me. Y'all, we do have an expert.
We're working it in naturally into our conversation.
It's such a natural segue.
Here's the thing. We've got to phone a friend on some education on the hockey world. Sometimes we're reading books and we're like, I don't know a crab fisherman. I don't know a theoretical physicist. I can't call anyone who has experience with these people. I don't know anyone who's dated a high fae lord.
Yeah.
A lord of a court. I don't know them. But we do know someone who has spent a lot of time in the hockey world.
In fact, is married to a hockey player.
So yeah, in the name of science, we're going to phone a friend.
We're going to call her, and we will clear up every question you've ever had about hockey players.
Let's get our questions at the tip of our tongue. God, I'm so glad we have a specialist.
Yes.
We're referring the pod to a specialist. We're hoping she's at Kroger.
Maybe.
You got me at the perfect time. I just parked at Kroger.
Beautiful.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
Savannah, you're live on the pod.
Hello, everyone.
It is so good to hear your voice. We were just discussing that in the name of science, we need a specialist, a hockey specialist, to chime in on a few things. Are you willing to be that for us?
I absolutely can.
Oh my God. What a service to our community.
So tell us about your experience with hockey players in general. What's your connection to hockey players?
Yeah, how did you get in this world?
Yeah, so without revealing too much about who we are, who I am, I will be leaving the team unnamed and the state that the team is in unnamed. Sure. But it is a college hockey team.
Amazing.
And I dated and later married one of the players. So I spent all 4 years around the hockey team and all of the players and the sexual partners of the different players and just getting to know everyone that was on the team and everything everyone was into, going to the games, going to the after parties. I got to see everyone in many different forms. So I feel as though I do have a lot to contribute to this topic.
I did not realize it was that to that extent.
Yeah.
Yes. My entire college life was pretty much hockey. It's pretty much all I did. Now, to be clear, I do not play hockey. I cannot even skate.
No.
I do not.
That's not a prerequisite.
I do not put ice skates on my body. That does not happen.
Sure.
But
No.
I do like to watch it.
Oh my God. Yeah, this is you truly are a specialist on this subject.
I feel like it. I feel like I am.
You were horny as hell around a team of hockey players.
Just 21 years old.
Because we're not here to necessarily learn about the sport, to be very clear. We're here to learn about the sexual proclivities.
And, I think that's fair. Truthfully, I don't know if I would be the best person to educate on the sport itself.
No.
I don't know how much I can actually tell you about.
Yeah.
First of all, in hockey, there are a lot of different rules. There are so many things.
Really?
I will have them yelling oh my gosh, it's offsides. And I'm like, what? What does that mean?
You're all on the same side. You're on the ice.
Offsides is a football thing. I understand that.
Exactly. And I've had people try to explain it to me, and I'm like, I just am not sure if I care. Hockey fans don't come for me, but I'm just not sure if I care.
Look,
sure.
All we need to know,
I'm here to watch them.
All we need to know is that there's something called in the crease, and that's
correct.
That's a hockey move.
That's a thing that exists in hockey.
Wow.
That does, and that one I do know. That one has been.
Do you know that,
described.
Savannah?
That involves.
Are you familiar with it?
Tell me more about what you know about
the crease. But I cannot walk you through all the ins and outs of it, and.
Sure.
As you say, I don't know if that's what we're here for. So.
No, wrong holes. Wrong holes on a whole other level. Well, my first question, I hope you can speak to this. In chapter 36 of our book, Maven, this is rushing way ahead. We're still kind of at the beginning of this book that has very little plot and so much explicit smut. But
I love that.
It's ideal, truly. But chapter 36, she starts talking about how his magic hands. She uses those words. She really emphasizes his hands. They're rough. They're very sexual. They're turning around. She goes into great detail about this.
The calluses are scraping.
Like he holds his stick, like all these different his stick, both really. But yes, what can you tell us about the hands of a hockey player?
I can tell you that I think it's wild whenever authors describe their hands as being rough, because in my lived experience, that is not the case. Hockey players
from your data
have such soft hands and soft feet also. I don't know if we want to talk about feet because I know that can
we? Can we actually?
No kink shaming here on
No kink shaming.
If you're into it, that's okay. If you're into it, do your thing. If you need to know, hockey players have soft feet. So
I'm into not being scraped by calloused heels. So yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, my particular lived experience, his feet were very soft, just in a gross way because he did not wear socks with his skates.
What? Why would he wear socks?
Which is so unfortunate. I don't know why. I have asked, and he said he just never has. I don't feel like it's been enough reason.
How are his feet not riddled with blisters?
Yes, I imagine that they were at some point, especially with new skates, but it's just something that hockey players are also very superstitious.
That came up.
That's addressed in this book.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But as far as it goes, I mean, I know that I'm sure calluses could happen as they're lifting weights, things like that. So
sure. Okay.
If my partner ever does listen to this, I'm not saying that you are not strong and that you don't lift weights.
You're so manly. You're so manly. And yeah, apparently her hands are just delicious.
We are a few years past college at this point. So.
Yeah, it happens.
It's true. I have
but
another.
It is, in my experience, soft hands. So that is always shocking to me.
That is so wild. I wish that Kandi, her name is Kandi, the author of this book, would have reached out to you before she wrote this.
I do too.
Yeah, you really could have set something straight. I have another question. I would like to know more about the hairstyles. What is some good? What is some hockey hairstyle situations? What is preferred? What's the vibe? Do we have any special names?
It is such a thing. Hockey players, I will not say across the board because that isn't always true. I have met some that like to keep their hair short. But in general, you will typically find hockey players with long hair, which is very much so my vibe. That is why it worked out really well for me. I
Amazing.
Love long hair, long curly hair to be exact. They love to slick it back.
Yes.
Everything just gets long during the season, during playoffs, and I'm talking hair, facial hair, which also very much so my vibe. So it works out really well. Playoff hockey is great because all of the hair is very long, but they're very into it. It's all
amazing.
We use terms like flow.
The flow, right?
Flow, yes, the flow.
So you used a term
like
earlier.
Also, you'll find a mullet. You will definitely find a mullet in hockey. That possibly, I don't know, maybe it was the thing that happened when we were in college, but that was happening a lot when we were in college. It may still happen now, but you will find hockey players with mullets, which sometimes can be unfortunate. I will be honest and say sometimes it works. You will not hear a lot of people say mullets are sexy, but
hot take.
Listen, sometimes it works. Sometimes it's okay.
You're not ruling it out.
It might depend on the texture of their hair. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Comparing, and also maybe it was because I was in love with my partner. I don't know. Who's to say? But
can't know it.
It was kind of hot when he did it, but then also one of our best friends, maybe not so hot when he did it. And I think it was just the texture of his hair. I'm so sorry if you ever listened to this, but I did tell you to your face that it was not very hot.
Well,
she made it clear at the time.
The guy from Stranger Things. He's got curly hair, the one from the most recent season.
The big brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's got, a curly mullet situation.
And that actually is exactly what his looked like.
Wow.
It looked just like that, except maybe even a little bit bigger.
A permed mullet
yes, a permed mullet actually is the perfect way to describe it.
Mm-hmm. So my partner has curly hair. It's magical and majestic. It's not a mullet, thank God. But it I could see people perming their. I've heard, that the guys will be perming their hair so they get a curly mullet.
Yeah, and it makes sense that during playoff season, the hair and the beards, they get longer because if they're superstitious, they're not cutting their hair.
Oh, are they superstitious? More so than other sports? Wow.
I think it's an athlete thing just across the board.
Sure.
I've asked because we have friends and family members that play in different sports, and I've heard that baseball players are superstitious and they do the same thing every time they walk up to the plate or whenever they pitch or something like that. And so I have asked, is there a sport that is the most superstitious? Is there a sport where it's these players are ridiculous? And they couldn't really answer. They were like, well, yeah, no, we're superstitious about that. So it just seems like it's an across the board thing.
It's
for
adorable.
sports, but the hockey players that I knew, it was ridiculous.
Wild.
Superstitious about everything. So that probably is why we don't cut our hair and nor our beards, which
couldn't do
works
it.
out really well for me.
Yeah, it's right up your alley.
Mm-hmm.
It's as if they knew. It's as if they knew. Wow. What else you got, Katie?
I know that you have a breakdown of the kink levels of different positions. Apparently that's a thing.
We'd really appreciate some data on that. This is for science. So
I have data I would love to share.
By all means, on the edge of our seats. Yes.
Tell us everything.
So, just for context, again, the population here is my college hockey team experience, my lived experience, but then also speaking with, sexual partners of the players.
This is more data than we've got.
From what they have shared with me based on the position that their person played and what they were into. A lot was shared with me, especially after a game at a party when all the boys are over here playing and then all the partners are over here.
Oh,
and we're all just kinda hanging out, we're talking, we get into it. And so my breakdown, again, this is just based off of this population, this team, but the breakdown would be kinkiest goaltenders.
Why? Why are the chicken dinners?
Why? I say weird with all the love in my heart. With all the love in my heart, one of our very best friends is a goaltender.
Super kinky.
She is actually the one quoted saying, "Goalies are weird."
Why are they weird?
I don't know if I can
Jackson
say like,
one?
they're
No,
weird.
Daddy P. That was the guy in this book.
We have a character who, he is a little weird.
He's weird. He's
Daddy P.
They just kind of say stuff that you're like, whoa, okay, that was a little bit maybe off base, but hey.
Like kinky?
That's fine. And then I imagine that's just kind of like in general, but then I imagine that translates. And like, I'm good with the dirty talk.
Sure.
I can do it. I'm good with it.
Let's
but
roll.
Sometimes it will cross a line where I'm like, whoa.
Whoa.
That was kind of heavy. I don't know what to do with that. And it seems as though that is where goaltenders tend to lead. And then I have a note that just says
called goaltenders?
Weird. Just like
weird?
in general.
Just weird.
And again, I don't have examples necessarily,
I believe
but it was in talking to sexual partners of goaltenders, it was always just like it would almost, we would start talking about it and then it would kind of just like trail off and go silent. And I was like, oh, they did some stuff.
They did
some stuff that
stuff you're not willing to tell the girlies
in public.
You can always tell us.
With the girlies, then man.
Oh, wow. I mean, good for them.
Category.
Yeah, some of our listeners, that may be their vibe.
Yeah,
and so
maybe.
We don't kink shame. We're just saying like,
That's
okay,
right.
wow.
And
get it.
I know, if that's what you like.
Get it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do it.
And apparently, according to the smut that I've read, hockey players are very protective of their goalies.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
extremely.
So
I watched my partner get into a fight over
wow.
the goalie.
Oh, wow.
Which that's pretty common.
I
But
do have a,
it did scare me because it was the first time I watched it. And I was like, oh my goodness.
Wow.
Could you please?
Let's not do that.
This is a knockdown dragout. Could you please stop? Start singing peaceful songs.
Yeah,
Daniel Tiger songs.
When you feel really bad
and you want to roar, take a deep breath and count to 4. You're welcome. That was free. Wait, no. Why goaltender? TENDER.
That's what I feel like it's interchangeable. I hear them say goaltender. I hear them say goalie. Goaltender is what I hear the most.
Okay.
Just because they're tending the goal.
It's like a chicken,
watching the goal,
tender.
standing in front of the goal, defending the goal.
Okay.
So
they're tending
that's what I've heard them use the most.
Wow.
But then I also hear goalie. I feel like I hear goalie more in soccer, and then in hockey I hear goaltender.
Sure.
But so goaltender is just usually what I say.
Are we smut tenders?
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that means we're smut tenders.
I'm protecting the smut. Tending the smut.
Tending to the smut. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to apply that in everyday language. Okay. So
goaltenders.
Number
kinkiest.
1, the kinkiest.
So next would be defensemen.
Sure.
And this one I will not speak too much because, again, I don't want my partner to eventually listen and be like, wow, you put me on blast here. But
we would actually prefer to know. We would actually prefer to know as much as possible about your partner's sex life.
It tracks because defensemen are the ones that are getting in the most fights.
Whoa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And they are they tend to be the more dominant, like more into like, you know, the dominant stuff, and also praise kinks. Oh my god.
What?
The dominant praise kinks from the defenseman. Y'all, it's next level.
Oh my god. Good for you.
Yeah. We endorse a praise kink on this podcast.
Absolutely. And a dominant of it.
Oh my god.
And what's lovely about a dominant is typically questions are not asked of me, and I just have to do whatever.
Beautiful.
It's not, what do you want? What do you want? And I'm like, I don't know.
Stop asking
at the
me.
moment. I just want you to do it.
If you could just do it, then I will know.
And then if I don't like it, you know, I'll be like, oh, maybe not that. I'll say no.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's okay.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah. I feel the same in sexual encounters. Like I don't have blood in my prefrontal cortex. I can't think. I can't make language and words. Yeah. Just do it. I will. Trust me. I will say if I'm uncomfortable, but just like just give it a shot.
Like I know you can read my body language. If it seems like I don't like it, then you'll figure it out.
Yeah, you know me well. And also, if you make me start thinking, then
we're done.
I know.
Thinking.
It gets me out of my body. Yes, thank you. You heard it here first, folks.
Absolutely.
Advocate for, I mean, everybody know what you love, but I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you won't know. I do agree that you won't know unless you give it a shot. But if you give it a shot and you don't like it, that's okay.
That's fine.
You say you don't like it.
It's with consent.
Especially
if you like it. That's
if you're with someone you trust.
Exactly.
Go for it. That's
right. If you feel safe, try it. Okay, so we've got some Dom. We've got some like telling people what to do.
Yes.
Defensemen.
With defensemen.
Yes.
Love
okay. Okay, so is Vince
is a defenseman in this book.
It should be noted for data that our main character in this book is a defenseman.
Hot. Hot. And you know what? I love that because I feel like most of the hockey smut I have read, it's been a center, which, like, no shade to centers, that's totally fine, but I just feel like that's what they always lean to because it's always a captain. And they always make the captain center, which is weird because my favorite hockey player of all time is the captain, but he's also the defenseman. It can be wherever. It doesn't have to be the center.
So the captain can be in many different positions.
Yes. And I have a theory that depending on captaincy also could depend. That could decide things about kinkiness because I know, like, I've read,
captain.
Like, I think it was it Icebreaker?
Yes, she calls him captain.
Captain, yes, that's what I thought.
Yes,
and he was like, "Ooh, that's hot."
Yeah, we covered that in that episode.
Yeah, I just didn't realize, like, oh no, this is like a variety of person.
Yeah. Oh,
wow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's so good to know.
Next is the wings, and I don't have data on left versus right wing.
Sure.
I don't know if it would make a difference necessarily, but just wings.
I don't know what that means. Left, right, it's all the same to me.
Yeah. So left and right wings, it seems, according to conversations I've had in the past, filthy mouth. I mean, just dirty mouth.
Okay.
Why?
Which is lovely, and I love that for them. They are usually the ones. They're the ones going after it. They're the ones attacking. So they're the ones that are also...
They're smack talking.
Yes. And so, just filthy mouths.
Okay. Yeah. They've got...
I love that for the girlies.
That part of their personality, that part of how they engage with other people, it's developed. And so they're able to bring it into their sexual encounters.
Yeah.
Oh, we love to see it.
And a little bit of arrogance, which can be hot. That can be...
Streets and sheets.
Absolutely.
Streets and sheets paradigm. Maybe in the streets we're not into it.
Arrogance in the bedroom.
Whew.
Oh, hot.
Tell me what to do.
Mm-hmm. If you come up to me arrogant just as I'm, like, going grocery shopping, no. Do not.
No. Streets.
But, yes.
Red flag.
In the bedroom, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I love
Act
arrogance.
like you know what you're doing. Like, bring it.
Yes.
Be confident.
Come on. Yes.
That's right.
Wow.
And then that would leave centers actually for last, which is why I find it to be so shocking whenever it's a center in a book. Yeah, it just seems, and maybe I just didn't talk with a lot of partners of centers. Maybe that's what it is, but centers falls last on my list. It seems like just, I'm not going to say vanilla because also if you're into vanilla sex, cool.
Sure.
But I don't want to say vanilla. I would just say the pretty normal stuff. Like if you're like, oh, they're kind of kinky, it's like, you know, there's some spanking involved. There's like some very basic,
just like
low bar.
Fine.
Like, we're not really getting into the praise of it all with centers.
Yeah. Interesting.
But the centers also can be very sweet boys. I mean, obviously we know Nathaniel, we know Nate.
Yes, he's a center. That's right.
Like you get your golden retrievers in the center.
Okay.
Over there.
Okay, interesting.
Okay. We like it. We like it. Sweet. I didn't realize that captains could be in different positions.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yep. Okay. So Nathaniel, so that's our data set too. We've reviewed Icebreaker on the pod. This is our second hockey smut. Have you delved deeply into the hockey smut, Savannah?
Oh, you cut out. I didn't hear what you said.
Have you delved deeply into the hockey smut of it all?
I am working through it now. Icebreaker was my very first hockey smut, and I did not realize, truthfully, that it was a thing until, I don't know if y'all have we revealed first names?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so Katie, I was going to say Kay, we had it.
Sure.
But Katie introduced me to Icebreaker, and then upon further conversation with Katie, she was like, "No, hockey smut is like a thing."
Yeah,
it's a thing.
I was like, "Have you heard about Garrett Graham? Would you like to read about Garrett?"
I just finished that first book, and I love him.
I know.
I'm fully obsessed. I'm fully obsessed with him, and yeah.
So what
I was like, maybe I should get into this as this is my real life. Maybe I should read more about it.
Oh, it's so fun. So what does you've shared a little bit about that. It's okay if you don't want to share, but what does your partner think about you reading hockey smut?
So he actually said the same thing I was explaining. I was like, I don't know if I explained Icebreaker or if I was explaining the off-campus books. I can't remember which one it was, but I was kind of talking to him, and I was like, oh yeah, we're reading this book, and we, as in me, I wasn't reading with anyone else.
You yourself.
Usually I just group my friends into it because I tell them all about it.
Sure,
so
yes.
All of us are reading it.
It's collective.
We have read it. We have read it.
That's right. And so I'm sharing it with him, and he was like, interesting. Hockey? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay.
Was he
Does
proud?
It make you feel good that that's your real life? And I was like,
yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
Were you like, please, with the cockiness, get out?
Yes.
No, exactly.
Yes.
So exactly. He is sitting here, and I'm explaining. I was like, apparently it's a thing, Dave. Like, apparently people are really into like the kinky hockey guys. And he was like, oh, well, that's nice for you. Of course, I'm like sitting in the kitchen, and I'm like, ew, back up.
Okay, get your lettuce head away from me.
Yeah, this is nice for me, actually.
Actually, it is.
Oh my God. Okay.
While I'm cooking dinner, don't act like you're bigger than anyone else. But then later, that's fine.
So go back to your spreadsheet,
Streets
sir.
and sheets.
That's right. Go budget something.
Leave me alone. Oh, that's adorable. Yeah, I would imagine that, like, if there was a whole demographic of literature about people like me, and my partner was like really delving in, I would be like, interesting. I hope you're enjoying that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty great, aren't I?
Yeah.
That's right.
I know. It's like, we read that book last week that had the really smart guy who played Go, which is what my partner plays.
Unfortunately.
And he was like, interesting. Interesting.
Kind of strokes their ego.
I was like, okay. I think
it's always interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like, is it interesting?
Is it now?
I'm like, I need you to leave me alone.
Don't talk to me. Talk to me later.
My turn.
Let me finish this.
Yes.
I'm in the middle of something, if you don't mind.
Oh, that is amazing. This is some priceless data.
It's important.
This is good stuff. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but again, as I say, I'm saying I have lived experience and have spoken with other people with lived experience. So I feel like that might be
that qualifies you as an expert.
If hockey fans want to come for me, that is okay. I will own it.
Sure.
Please.
We're up for debate.
If there are diehard hockey fans that listen to this, flans,
y'all keep it up.
That's right.
Flans, come on over.
If there are diehard hockey fans listening to this podcast, then I would be very shocked.
I would be eager to hear from them.
I would please share.
That's right. Comment so that comment, email, share so that
maybe they have an experience that we don't know about.
Or if you've got something in direct opposition, please let us know.
Yeah, if
absolutely.
they don't agree. Yeah, I feel like it could be regional too. We've shared freely about like our region of the country, and like hockey. Like, I mean, it doesn't get cold enough here in the winter. Like, and so I wonder if where it's more prevalent. Like, Minnesota. Like, if people are like, oh, no, I have some stories about hockey. Like, we have stories about football players here.
Yeah, for
sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm interested.
I know. Someone's going to comment and be like, actually, I'm married to a sinner, and they're the kinkiest person in the world.
Well,
something like that.
I would love to hear about that.
Or someone's going to be married to a goaltender, and they're going to be like, seriously, so vanilla. not weird at all, which is also fine.
Yeah,
also fine.
Honestly, I would love to hear about anything y'all want to share.
Yeah,
that's right.
Please tell us everything.
Tell us all of it.
Please comment. Please engage.
Smut is better with friends.
Smut is better with friends.
Smut is better with friends. That's our tagline. Thank you to my sweet friend who suggested that. Smut is better with friends.
I love it.
Savannah, is there anything else that I am curious. You mentioned something about lettuce the other day.
Yes, that is a phrase that I have heard tossed around quite a bit.
A tossed
in
salad,
terms
perhaps.
of hair. In terms of hair, and I don't know. I'm not really sure
why
what it is. I don't know that it's something that honestly, when they would say it, I was like, "What? You're what?" I don't understand, and I it's always seemed to be. It has something to do with their hair, which, like, I mean, thinking back on it, you know, when my partner would have his hair get really long, and when it would get pushed back, and it could be because it's kind of wavy, curly, like, yeah. I can see it.
Sure.
Kind of looks like lettuce a little bit
like lettuce.
But of all the things in this world,
it's brown, but maybe.
Yeah.
Of all the things in this world to compare our hair to, why not lettuce? Why not?
Why not?
I kind of like it.
Wow. They've been hitting the head with too many hockey pucks.
It did catch me off guard the first time. I was like, "You're what?
Please."
Hilarious. What does that mean?
Is there anything else that we haven't covered about the land of hockey sexual escapades?
I don't know if there is, but I can't wait to listen to this episode and hear what else you all have to say about this book, and then I'll probably have to go read it.
We are so grateful.
This book is wild.
This book is. You're not coming here for the plot, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Thank you so much, Savannah.
Savannah, we can't wait to have you IRL on the pod with us. We've already ordered another mic.
I can't wait.
Everybody gets a mic.
Everybody gets a mic. Everybody who will be on the podcast.
I know. I'll have to be careful. I heard Katie said in one of them that she had to, like, move the mic away from her mouth because when she was laughing, it was like a gaggle, and that's just my voice.
Yes,
that's
really
my baseline.
So I'll have to, like, have mine over here because your listeners will be like, "Oh my God, she's screaming."
No, they will be thrilled. They will be thrilled to have you.
One of the reasons I tell people not to listen to that very first episode is because my laugh in that really it upsets me so much how loud it is.
I love your laugh in that.
It's so loud. Anyway, all right, Savannah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So fun.
We'll catch you in that group chat later.
Sounds good. Love y'all.
Love ya.
Bye.
Bye.
A gift for us all.
God, that was so fun. What a public service.
She's the best.
Truly. I've learned something today.
I feel like I should have been taking notes during that conversation.
Especially if you're going to continue to partake in hockey smut. I mean,
now we know.
Yeah.
When I see defensemen, I'm going to be like, oh, hello.
Yeah, y'all. This is like when you know tropes, you can pick good smut. When you know hockey positions, you can pick good hockey smut.
That's right.
Yeah, I can't wait to go to a hockey game soon.
Yes, that's on the docket of things that we would like to do.
It truly is.
Okay, let's take a break real quick, and then we'll jump back in with the notes.
Good plan.
All right. Big thank you to Sweet Savannah for giving us that incredible insight.
That was really valuable.
I really hope that you all appreciate that. Savannah she's the best. She's one of the hearts on my arm.
Oh, yes, and your heart tattoo.
Yeah, we've talked about that, but yeah, she's one of the hearts on my arm.
Perfect.
Okay. So back to page 49. Now that we have a good background of what hockey players are like, we can really go into this with, like, an informed view.
Truly. I feel like I'm seeing it from a whole new lens now.
Exactly.
This is perfect.
So Maven is making content for the Instagram. So she, Vince hit, I'm going to show my ignorance here. He put the puck went into the net.
He put the puck into the net?
He's made a goal, but it's practice. It's, you know.
He swooped a goal.
Got it past the goaltender. Daddy P. This is the practice, and so they're all kind of messing around. And so she's taking a video of it, and it says, Then his eyes found me. I had about 15 seconds left in the story clip as he skated toward me, his face coming into view more and more. And with his mouth slightly parted and a grin curling on his lips, he pointed at my phone with his glove, and that motherfucker winked. I wrote, God damn it.
I know!
Because, like, I can picture that exact...
Oh, yeah, well, I saw the whole thing go down.
Yeah, I can picture a TikTok of that. And, like, I would be hitting the send button and sending that right on to you all, being like, look at this.
Yes! That would be in the group chat immediately.
That would be in the group chat.
Immediately, we would know. Wow. Yeah, that is... She's got such a tough job.
It's hard.
This is really tough
really
for her.
Hard to be around the hot guy all the time.
Just gotta document his hot life.
He's so silly and nice.
Oh, and he's really into her. Gosh, it's tough to be her.
It's hard. Mm-hmm. All right, so page 59, we should have asked Savannah this, if nicknames are common on hockey teams, because everybody on this hockey team has a nickname.
Surely most.
Surely. So they go around and they're telling the nicknames, and she looks at Vince and says, "What's your nickname?" And he says, "Mr. King." She frowns. "Why?" "Because when we get married, I already know you're too independent to take my last name, so I guess I'll take yours."
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not dumb.
He knows his audience. He's like, a high-powered businesswoman? I'll take your last name. I don't care.
Yeah, he's playing the game. Literally.
Yeah, he sure is. Page 60, I don't even have a note for this, but this is one of those that's like 500 other people highlighted this.
Oh, I love it. The sense of community.
So she learns that his nickname is Pigeon, which is another word for rookie, apparently. Okay. I don't know why. But someone explain it to me.
Who can know?
Mansplain it to me, please. And she says, Pigeon, I like that one. Can I use it too? And he says, "You can call me whatever you want to. Just make sure that you like the name that you pick." I lean in a little closer, lowering my voice. "I have a feeling you'll be saying it a lot. Maybe in different decibels, too. You might want to try screaming it loud and high pitch just to make sure it feels right."
Yeah, try it on for size.
Make sure that one feels right for you.
Yeah, that is what we call, in the literary world, that's foreshadowing.
Foreplay shadowing, you all.
Yes! Foreplay foreshadowing. Foreplay shadowing.
Foreplay shadowing.
We know exactly what's going on here.
That's right.
Is it subtle? No. Is it accurate? Yes.
Yeah. Subtlety. I'm not here for subtlety.
Yeah, subtlety is not
in smut.
Not in
Ain't
smut.
no way.
Okay, that's closed door in smut. We're not into it.
All right, page 62. This is, I have your initial here, but I can say your name, which is incredible to me.
What a gift we've given ourselves.
Anna's poor nervous system, it just gets worked up really easily.
It really does.
And Maven's experiencing some similar issues because she's been away from her home for a while and she's feeling a little out of whack.
Yeah.
And
she doesn't have her plants.
That's right.
Or her beach.
It's her little bungalow by the beach, which sounds magical.
I know.
Yeah. So now that I have a little alone time in the afternoon, I succumb to all my thoughts, letting them race through me as I began my practice in child's pose. I needed to be grounded. I needed stillness. This is Anna.
I heard this. To be clear, I listened to this on Audible. I heard it and I was like, okay. There we go. That sounds familiar. Kandi's gonna mention this. on our. Yes, it helps.
It does.
Yes, it's especially y'all. I mean, hey, if y'all get worked up about shit and you haven't delved into the yoga world, I do a lot of work around nervous system regulation with clients, and it's just y'all. You can regulate your nervous system. You can learn how to do it. Mm-hmm. Yoga is a powerful way to feel like a person again after you've been a little squirrely. My baseline is pretty squirrely, so I'm doing a lot of yoga over
We're
here.
trying to get it back to just level 1 squirrel.
Yeah. Just a regular
chill
squirrel. Yeah. A cute squirrel, but a chill squirrel. Yeah. Sure.
So, you know what? Y'all do what you need to do to get your nervous system back to baseline.
Yeah, Maven knows. Yes, whatever. Listen to your body. That's the moral of that.
Yeah. Okay, page 65. She's hanging out in his house. She gets there really early in the morning because she's supposed to have like 24/7 access. So she gets there right when he wakes up.
Forced proximity.
You know, she gets there right when he wakes up so she can watch his morning routine.
Oh, but she hates him so much.
Yeah. So hard.
Yeah. But she knocks on the door.
Yeah, page 65. He was just a tired man waking up from a nap in his underwear. Nothing out of the ordinary for him. But for me, it was like seeing one of the 7 wonders of the world.
Yes, it was.
My note here is, let's count the wonders, shall we? The jawline, the pecs, the eyebrow scar, the abs, the ass, the thighs. Number 7, well, y'all know. He's wearing boxer briefs.
The package, yes, to be clear, this is him. I mean, he knew exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly when she was going to be there. This was an arranged appointment. Her condo was right next door. Yes, he knew, and he was fully aware of what he was doing. Just having a little, hey, good morning. If there was some morning wood involved.
It was present.
And you know how we know?
It's described.
It's described.
In detail.
Y'all just, in terms of chili peppers.
This one's good. It got a lot. Too much alcohol. All right, page 85. Anna and Maven are very similar.
No! She's angry.
Well, okay.
Maven
needs to go to therapy some more. No. She's been to therapy, but she needs more.
Anger is protective. Anger is a good thing. But no, you have so many good points about Maven and I.
All right, page 85. Maven sighs. I'm not sure I classify as a true hippie. Not with how conflicted I am. Part of me feels like throwing caution to the wind and living my life in a tent. Truly. The other half wants a career and money and a nice clean place to lay my head at night.
And a Maserati.
Look, I don't know Maven's birthday, but I feel like she's a Gemini.
Gotta be a Gemini.
She's like, I live in a bungalow in the beach, but I also wear business suits every day.
Y'all, here's the thing. It is tough. It's tough when you want lots of different things. You got some real dualities, some real polarities within you. And sometimes that can be fun. Sometimes it can be interesting. We contain multitudes.
That's right. Maven's mom also struggled with infertility.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah, that makes for some fun parents, let me tell you.
It's rough.
Yeah, it makes for some parents to have some strong feelings because they fought hard to get you here. Yeah, that's so... I didn't catch that, too. Yeah. She's... Yeah, Maven kind of walks this line. She kind of does at the end. It kind of wraps up where there's more. She kind of comes to the center of it all. She's less divided. It kind of comes to the center. But it's interesting how it's tough when you've got a lot within you. What do you do with that?
When you have all these multitudes that
are in opposition to one another.
Yeah.
That's me texting like crazy in the morning. And then by evening, like it's radio silence from Anna. Contain multitudes.
Page 97. And I think in an attempt to make Vince have a soft side, Kandi gave him a hobby. And I'm not saying I disapprove of this hobby.
Oh, we'll get into
this. But
I
am saying that it is cliche as hell. Which is fine. Look, we love tropes.
We are hella cliche, but like, come on.
Then he dug his hands into the clay and began to knead it. Y'all.
Okay.
He does pottery. Maybe I'm having just flashbacks to Happy Place. Potters.
That's what it is.
I was so mad. I was like, no.
Yeah, I made notes on themes. But pottery class. Pottery making. Pottery wheels. Why is this hot?
So, sexy... I think I made a note about this later, but yeah, sexy pottery is like a thing.
Oh.
I
follow many
who are just...
Many a man doing some pottery.
Putting their fingers in wet clay. Sorry.
It is...
It's hot.
It is directly correlated. It is very sexual.
So emotions required.
Yeah.
The outfit you must wear. As in not wearing a shirt. Well,
Yeah, we'll get to it. I have more thoughts. But maybe I didn't get it though. Okay. Yeah. We'll get back to it. I have questions. About
the pottery.
Yeah, I have follow-up questions.
Yeah,
we'll get to it.
The thing is, so I read that and I was like, my note on that was, this is foreplay shadowing. We're going to get a ghost scene.
Yes, well, obviously he does pottery. They're going to be together.
We're going to reenact the ghost.
We're going to have sex with clay.
I have a note on that, and it disturbed me.
Okay. Shall we wait till then?
Yeah.
Oh, and then we'll have a full-on discussion.
The sex, the clay sex scene that exists in this book.
Maybe this is a good point. Real quick. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sure you had an excellent point. We will get right to it. So, if we're going to have pottery be sexual, right? We have taken a hobby that people do in their free time to find meaning in their lives.
Sure.
To detox, to unwind. What other hobbies are sexy? I have a few. Would you like to rank them, yes or no, and then defend your answers?
Is one of them woodworking? Because I think that's a really sexy hobby.
So here's the thing, we'll get to that. But first on my list, quilting. Sexy, yes or no, why or why not?
Quilting is not sexy.
Why?
Because grandmothers do it.
Grandmothers also do it.
Yeah, but that's not something I want to think about.
Not hot.
It's not
okay, so grandmothers, no. It's not sexy. Okay.
No, quilting is not sexy.
We stand by that.
I mean, I don't want to watch a man quilt.
Okay, go. The game of go. Is it sexy? Yes or no, and defend your answer. Knowing that your partner does listen to this pod.
I think it's nuanced. I think it's intelligence.
nuanced.
Intelligence is sexy.
Yes, competence.
Yeah.
Sexy.
You know, we've got a competence kink on this podcast.
Sure.
But I don't think it's sexy when it takes up someone's entire life. Or it not his entire life, but like garners a lot of his attention.
Oh, and you're not the center of attention.
I like attention.
Okay. That is a fair point. I agree that anything like a hobby, I'm going to need it to fill your time. I'm going to need it to be enjoyable. That's great. But I still need to come first.
That's right.
She comes first.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah. On this list, I also have carpentry or woodworking.
Period.
Shall we reference Magic Mike?
Absolutely.
When he grinds on
this picture,
the woodwork. Oh my God!
It's so hot. And
It's so hot.
I think working with your hands in general,
And they get covered in all the wood chips. Yo, stop! Drop everything now.
Drop everything and just go
Meet
Google
me in
that
the
scene.
pouring
It's on
rain.
YouTube. Just go Google it real quick.
Watch just this scene. You don't have to watch all Magic Mike.
It's second Magic Mike XXL.
God, it's so funny.
The feminist masterpiece of Magic Mike XXL.
I watched it the other day just to wallow in it.
For some research,
to wallow in the beauty of
just that's for the
female
girlies.
gaze.
That's for the girlies.
Truly.
So, yes, carpentry, hot.
Okay, very cool. Painting. What's your stance?
I think painting is hot.
What about painting? And what are you thinking of? In the moment when I said painting and you said, yes, painting is hot, what scene? What moment were you thinking of?
For some reason, I just thought about Reese and Sarah in the House of Wind.
Interesting.
Just getting paint everywhere.
Yeah.
Just Reese on his knees.
It's to the point now where I knew exactly what you were thinking of. When
Painting
you're like,
is hot.
Yeah, no, I can confirm painting is hot. I agree. I think that painting is hot.
Draw me like one of your French girls.
Yes. It's a way to be sensitive and in touch with their emotions and be expressive. And also, maybe we can get a little playful with that paint.
That's right.
Paper mache. What do we think about paper mache? Paper mache and some shit.
No. Puppetry. No.
Are these hobbies on the table? Like, are these hobbies an option?
I mean, they exist.
Okay, they exist in this world. All right, mountain biking.
Talking about it's hot.
Mountain biking's hot.
It's dangerous, which is kind of hot.
Yeah, risk and strength. All right, y'all. Let us know. Let us know if any other hobbies, yes or no. Did y'all? This is my favorite. Oh my God, I feel like we could make a whole separate podcast about this alone. But have y'all dated some weird people who had weird hobbies, and why did you hate them? Why?
Have you dated a sword guy?
Yes. Samurai sword guy. Ooh.
Tell us about the sword guy you dated. ourkinkykindlespod@gmail.com.
Tell us about the strange video gaming. That's a good one. What do we think? Video gaming is hot?
Yeah.
Why?
You have to have some dexterity in your fingers.
Oh my God.
I don't care.
Okay. I'll let you stand by that. Video games. My thing about that is it can't be more important than I am.
So here's the thing, like,
I gotta be center of attention.
Well, so I can read my little smut. Well, he plays his little game.
Oh. Have you seen the TikToks? Do you want to form an alliance with me?
Absolutely, I do.
The video game guys and the book,
exactly.
girlies.
It's perfect.
Yep. Okay.
It works really well.
That feels right then. Wow, I'm really glad we covered this.
Important
for science.
this is not an advice podcast, but it is data driven.
It is. This is not an advice podcast, but it sure as hell is data driven. Is this data?
It's personal data.
Qualitative, biased research.
It's the only research that I want to read.
Yeah, you know what? It's the only one I care about.
All right. Page 98. This is Vince talking. When I'm in here in this space, I'm free of expectations, free of pressure. I put myself in every other aspect of my life. If I fuck up, he says, wetting the wheel a bit before firing it to life. The clay spun centered and beautiful for just a moment before he pushed too hard on it, and it warped, nearly flying off before he cut the power on the wheel. Then he quickly reshaped the clay and put it back in place again. If I fuck up, I just start over. And this is why low-stakes hobbies are important.
Yes.
But this is why we do this podcast.
Yeah. Oh my God. This is why we do this podcast.
Because everything we deal with in our jobs is just like, it's so high stakes all the time.
It's literally life and death.
Yeah.
And it's an honor. And oh my God, we're people. We need to play.
And so we do this silly little podcast.
Yes.
Because one of the things this podcast forces us to do is like read stuff that we enjoy. Like,
yes.
Read smut.
And just be goofy, zany little boogers.
That's right.
Little critters.
Well, we're boogers either way.
Boogers. Welcome to the South, y'all. Yeah, it's okay. So Vince is onto that. Vince knows like low stakes goofiness, or just like it's not going to hurt anyone if this pottery is not perfect.
Like if this is ugly, then I can just break it or start over. It doesn't matter if I fuck this up. Page 103. Oh, this is I had expected the pottery to be beautiful, watching Vince mold that clay into a vase, but I had not expected it to be erotic. You've never been on TikTok, Maven, it seems.
Is she genuinely surprised?
Pottery talk is a whole thing.
It is distractingly erotic.
There are sexy men putting their fingers all up in that wet clay all over TikTok. Just do a quick search.
Messy. They're concentrating.
They're making eye contact with the camera.
Oh my God, the guy with the dark hair and the blue eyes who just like walks.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah. Page 124. My chest heaved against his and he drove that thigh a little higher, taking my skirt with it as my eyelids fluttered shut. His grip on my hips tightened just a fraction, just enough to break me, and I kissed him. All it took was me pressing up onto my toes a centimeter more to press my lips to his, and I sucked in a breath. When he groaned at the contact, his hand moved from my throat to the back of my neck, holding me to him for a long, ravenous kiss. So this was in reaction to Maven seeing Vince with some girl at the club.
Yes, we got some jealousy.
There's some jealousy. So she ran out of the club. He followed her, pushed her up against the wall. You know how it goes.
We all?
And, nothing like jealousy to kickstart the spice, Sometimes that's all it takes is to see the man that you don't think is yours with someone else.
And then all of a sudden things kind of shift and you realize, I don't think I'm okay with that. I think you need to be with me.
I think
you belong with me. Taylor knew.
That's right.
Baby Taylor.
Baby Taylor.
Yeah, that, y'all, when we say that this book is mostly just dirty, dirty smut.
Most of it is.
We're saying.
It is kind of a slow burn, but.
It is. It is kind of a slow burn. If you want to call it that.
I mean, it doesn't happen right away.
By definition.
Page 127, we're not there yet.
Exactly. By definition, they are not technically having sex yet.
Yeah, but there's a lot of tension.
Mm-hmm.
So chapter 15, the title of the chapter is Sexual Awakening, which is really funny. And my note here was like, search his chapter for photo of Aragorn. Where is it?
Would you say it was your sexual awakening?
I mean, I saw Lord of the Rings when I was pretty young. It scared the hell out of me.
But
I was like, I feel a disturbance in the force.
I feel a disturbance in the force, truly. God, who would I even say mine was? Okay, this is an unpopular opinion.
Oh, boy.
Dick Van Dyke.
What?
I wish I was kidding. Dick Van Dyke. Okay, look.
Okay.
In Mary Poppins, he's clearly in love with her.
Even in our lifetime, Dick Van Dyke was old as shit.
Okay.
Like
a context that should be noted.
Okay, we get it.
My setting of life.
Your access to media.
My access to different forms of media was limited. I loved Dick Van Dyke on Bye Bye Birdie. Mary Poppins. I've seen almost every episode of the Dick Van Dyke Show. I'm sure that there are things in there today that I would be wildly offended by and speak out against. I think that he's generally unproblematic as a person. He's still alive, which is bonkers.
Yeah.
Oh, Harrison Ford. I think. Okay, I can stand by that.
I accept.
I did love Dick Van Dyke. In Indiana Jones. And Star Wars.
Well, episode 4, absolutely.
I'm like searching the recesses of my sexuality.
I know.
Yes, I know. Yes. So I stand by that. It was Harrison Ford.
Yeah, I support.
Y'all, you just were privy to me exploring. What was my sexual awakening?
Yeah.
I wanted to name our firstborn Harrison, if/when.
In all reality, like, I feel like Anakin Skywalker was probably my sexual awakening.
I loved Anakin.
Episode 3 specifically.
When he saddest boy, though.
Saddest boy. He goes to the dark side. It's delicious.
Oh, with the dark circles under his eyes?
Yes. Oh.
Hayden Christensen. He used to be, well, that was more like 13 or 14. I like snuck a screenshot. I had the DVDs, and so I like snuck a screenshot and I made it my desktop wallpaper. Just him in episode, is it 3 when they romp around in the flowers with Padme?
That's episode 2, I think.
Episode 2, yes!
When he's like a teenager, falling in love with Padme when he's not supposed to.
Yes.
Forbidden love. So
yes,
fucking
forbidden
hot.
love, and she's older.
Oh, it's
some good stuff.
So good, you all.
Yeah, y'all, you didn't know that you were getting a Star Wars education there, but you're welcome. We're unapologetic. That's what we are. We contain multitudes.
We are who we are.
Okay, yes, I love blonde square men, so Harrison Ford. We did it. And I did love Dick Van Dyke. That's not the point.
Anyway, sexual awakenings. Chime in. What are yours?
That's the name of this chapter.
On page 141, let's go hot tub skinny dipping. And nothing but a pair of black briefs. Vince stood on the deck of that yacht like he owned it. His thick thighs stretched the fabric, and it didn't seem to bother him that it was freezing. I could see the outline of him, thick and proud. His cock so big it looked like he'd stuffed his pants. Whoa! When he slid his thumbs beneath the waistband, I looked up at the sky just in time to hear him shed that last bit of clothing. I thought I also heard him chuckle before there was a distinct sound of a body wading into water.
Hot tub sex, regardless, absolutely amazing. I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Mm-hmm. Hot.
We don't have to talk about my personal sex life, but
sex in the water, probably not the safest thing to do, just health-wise. And it's a couple times probably fine, but don't make a habit of it.
Especially not in dirty water, y'all.
Not dirty, hot, dirty pond water.
Yeah, y'all be real careful about that hot, dirty pond water. I don't care how high, drunk, horny you are. Don't be shoving a whole bunch of water up in places where the sun don't shine.
That's right.
Don't you do it.
It's not great.
But yes, I think the hottest part about this for me, TBH, as a material girl, was the fact that they were on a yacht.
Oh, I know.
A hot tub on a yacht.
On a private yacht? Absolutely.
Oh my God. This is where her forced, what was it? Her self-imposed constraints got really irritating.
Yes, sure did. I was like, just
her inner battle.
Just fuck him in the hot. Just fuck him in the hot tub.
Yes.
Jeez. So we're still in the hot tub. Turn around, he said, moving slowly toward me. He was like a snake in the water, gliding through it, head just above the waterline, his muscular shoulders making a small wake. What are you doing? I asked, backing away. Why are you backing away?
Come on.
His hand caught my wrist under the water, and he tugged me forward before spinning me to face the opposite way. You are a terrible listener, he said in my ear.
She's really stressed.
Chills swept over me, and in the next breath, his massive hands were wrapped around my shoulders, thumbs kneading into the tense muscles.
Yeah.
I actually wrote here, forget sex, this is every woman's dream.
Yeah, actually.
Wet dream is what I wrote.
Wet
Skinny dipping in a hot tub while a man massages your shoulders?
Oh
Hello.
My God.
I was like, tell me more. What muscles are you getting into?
I'm stressed.
My back hurts so much.
I need to relieve some tension because the warm water loosens everything. Come on. So good.
So good. I think we are... Oh, yeah, we're still in the hot tub, you all. Page 148. There's no sex in this scene. There's not even really kissing in this scene.
But it's laced with...
It's sexual tension out the wazoo.
I mean, they're naked.
Sure. I mean, she's in her bra and panties.
They're naked.
He's naked. Those fingertips danced down the span of my arms, gliding back up before they were on my back. He touched me so softly, it was almost like he wasn't touching me at all, and yet I could let out the breath that had been lodged in my throat. He nuzzled the space behind my ear with the tip of his nose as his hand slid lower, fingertips drawing a circle around the dimples at the small of my back.
Ah, yes.
They found my hips next, pulling me flush against him, letting me feel what I did to him.
Oops.
Oopsie. I have a paragraph of a note here, but...
Tell me more.
I just wrote, no, this is true. Sometimes in smut, you get a lot of women who are just ready to go immediately. But I think there's something to be said for scenes like this that are just like pages of just gentle touching.
Yes.
It's not necessarily sexual, even if it is like arousing, but like there's no like sexual intent behind like the back massage. There probably was, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It's not.
Yeah.
Just, that's how you arouse a lady.
It's a man written by a woman. It is really, smut often, and people are at different levels of sexual experience who are engaging with smut. And so I'm here to say, and we could find a lot of data to back this up, the female experience is often that of a crock pot. The male experience is often that of a microwave. Exactly. And exactly, they can go and wind on up to then help you warm up.
That's right.
That is the beauty of it. That's the beauty of the dance. That's exactly, we love it. And they're all different identities, all different ways of enjoying sex, all different folks. But if you warm up slowly, and that's not to stereotype, but if you warm up slowly, embrace that, enjoy it, make it fun.
Right. And, that's not to say that sometimes like a quick, spontaneous,
sure,
that's fine. And that's great. But, there's something to be said for a lot of lead up.
Especially when you're just getting to know someone.
True.
That makes it even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. That sometimes smut does not represent that perfectly.
Yeah. So they do touch some in the hot tub, and they get interrupted by the freaking lady on the boat offering more champagne. And so I made a note earlier where they got interrupted that was like, oh gosh, we're about to enter into really annoying slow burn territory where they get interrupted a lot.
Yeah. The worst.
All right, page 152. So, after they got interrupted on the hot tub, he took a picture with her phone of them two together, and posted it on her Instagram without telling her what it was.
Yeah.
And so he gave her phone back, and she didn't look at it. And so the next morning, her phone is blown up with notifications because he posted a photo of them.
She also, her account has a ton of,
It has like 500,000 followers.
Like lots of public stuff.
Yeah. So there's like 500,000 followers who are seeing this photo posted. And, let's see. And even though I knew I'd just been tired, I looked like I had just been freshly fucked. And there was Vince behind me, wrapping me up like he owned me, his eyes low and sexy, commanding all of the camera's attention. His lips were pressed against my hair. My chest tightened. How had I not noticed that? But I didn't focus on it long before I was gaping at the text that overlaid on the screen. A night out celebrating with my girl.
Woo!
I mean, talk about stating your intentions.
Yeah, for all the world to see. They were not officially together.
They
and
sure weren't.
Maybe had some feelings about this post. You know what? I did too.
I had feelings, and
Mine were different than Maven's.
I liked it.
Yeah, I was into it. But,
I thought that was sweet.
Sweet, is that the word? Hot.
I mean, hot. Yeah.
Yes,
hot
yes.
is the way.
But it was precious too.
Yeah, and I think it's like, we've talked about this before, that we like it when a man lays his cards on the table and doesn't
state your intentions.
The fact that he wants you. Page 158. So her big bad ex, James, calls her after he sees the photo on Instagram.
Yes, he does. Hasn't talked to him forever. She blocked his number. This is a new number.
This is a new number. Red flag.
Stupid boys.
Let's see. So she says, he had said, I was just thinking about you. You were just thinking of me, or repeated deadpan, meaning you saw the photo Vince posted of us last night. He barked out a laugh at that. Transparent as an ice cube, aren't I? He let his laugh die off, a moment of silence before he added, so is it true then? Are you two together? That is none of your business. You're right. No, it's not.
Whew.
No, he agreed. But I just didn't peg you for someone who would throw away a great opportunity for a chance to jump in bed with a rookie. No. James is not entitled to an opinion on Maven's life ever again.
Yeah, James. This is...
You gave it up, my guy.
You get to have no opinion on what Maven does with her life, and especially in terms of trying to educate her on something that, no, we're good. Like, fuck off. That was infuriating.
It made me so mad when he called.
Especially knowing what we know, that his family was super shitty to her. Nope. Gross.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
All right. Page 159. So Maven is naturally pissed about the photo that he posted without her consent. Mm-hmm. Look, better woman than me. I would have been like, great.
I've been like, this is so cool.
So she's angry. And this is her inner monologue. And I knew in that moment what I should have done. I should have gone for a walk. I should have gone to the beach. I should have rolled out my yoga mat and found poses to ground myself. I should have meditated. I should have called Livia. I should have done a million other things. But what I actually did was pick up my phone and open Instagram. Because I didn't want to calm down. I wanted to rage. And I wanted payback.
A reputation girly.
Uh-huh. And I didn't stop to think about the repercussions until it was too late. There is nothing I do better than revenge. That's our girl. Huh. It's a reputation, baby.
I knew exactly where this was going. Yeah. Yes. It's just like, and look, anger is healthy. We need anger. Anger is not a bad emotion. There are no bad emotions. There are no bad parts of us. They're all serving some purpose. Some of them, they may not be congruent anymore with our goals in adulthood.
That's right.
That's not to like over intellectualize emotions, but like, notice it. If you're angry, if someone's crossed a boundary and you're angry, what are you going to do with that?
Yeah.
Let's express it. Let's feel it. Let's do something. Let's maybe not harm other people.
Revenge is probably not the best way to go.
But you know what? Maybe Taylor Swift is a great example.
Yes.
She was like, you know what? This is not okay. And so she reported some white collar crimes to the FBI.
I'll call the FBI.
Oops.
Someone did it. I don't know.
Yeah. Whoops.
Oopsie.
So that was like for the greater good.
For real.
Yeah. So there are some great ways to use your anger. I'm not saying Maven was wrong. You know, this was kind of a little tit for tat situation.
It adds to the tension, you know.
Sure. We don't need our characters to be perfect.
So Maven and Livia are talking about the back and forth between Maven and Vince. And I love Livia. She's the best. This is hotter than the Skinamax movies my Aunt Rosie used to watch, Livia said, fanning herself as she leaned back in her chair. I mean, usually I'm the one into being the domineering one, but to each their own. And I just wrote, what is Skinamax and where do you subscribe to that?
I want to be in the Skinamatic universe.
What is this?
Never have I ever heard of Skinamax.
Maven says, he posted a photo of us, I barked to her, and he called me his girl. Oh,
gross.
No. Oh, no, Livia gasped, sitting up straight,
I love this.
Pressing her hand to her chest like she was appalled. What a jerk, liking you so much he wants to claim you and to be hot and rich, too. With a nice cock. God, I don't know how you're surviving that.
God,
that's so hard for you.
Keep friends around you like that. You have no sympathy for your bullshit.
Yeah. I wrote, so I'm sorry you're upset that the hot guy with the heart of gold who does pottery in his free time wants to be with you.
Whoops.
The math ain't math in here, my girl.
This is where the self-imposed limitations
was
yet
like,
again.
Come on.
Yeah, yeah. It's not about him. It was about her ex.
Right. Like the next page. This is about James. Yeah, that's the past that's talking.
Which is so, It's relatable. We get it, y'all. But hey, maybe examine how your past is affecting your present.
All right. Chapter 21, they're kind of reconciling after the back and forth revenge thing. And Vince says, it's a good thing looks couldn't actually kill because I'm pretty sure my life would be over. They say looks can kill and I might try.
Is that 3 shots, 4 shots now?
I hope y'all are drunk by this point.
You're welcome.
We are officially in slow burn territory, page 179. This was the persona, the one I played into with everyone else, but with her, I'd let her in. I'd shown her the parts of me that the rest of the world had never seen before. I was nothing but honest with her right from the start. I let her see me, and yet all she saw was a player. I nodded again and again, laughing a little as I scrubbed a hand over my mouth, and then I left. I left the bathroom, I left the restaurant, and I left her. So this was another interrupted, spicy situation.
Yeah.
I wrote, number 1, ouch. Number 2, this is officially slow burn territory.
Yeah.
But she was trying to go out with somebody else to get her mind off Vince, and that hurt his heart. Because he's actively pursuing her, and she's pushing him away.
Yeah, and it's this brought up the streets and sheets paradigm for me too, because he kind of the date was thrilled. He was like, oh my god, Vince. Hello. And it's like streets and sheets. Like, I think this would have really pissed me off if I was trying to go out with someone else, like, and I was trying to have a nice date, and I had said, hey, I don't want to be with you, and then he like came all up into the date and like made things complicated. But sheets wise, this possessiveness and jealousy was pretty hot.
Yes, I think I agree. It's a fine line between you repeatedly telling a man I'm not interested and him continuing to pursue you.
Exactly.
And like a enemies to lovers, like tension back and forth.
And what we know from the subtext is that Maven actually really does
we have
like
her inner
Vince,
monologue, so.
And like, yeah, so it didn't feel like weird or like against her consent at all, because we knew she like actually did want to be with Vince, but like, oh no, James was so shitty, blah blah blah.
Right.
And,
yeah. That's a rough one. I think streets and sheets, like in the sheets this is fine, but in the streets, like if a woman's telling you no, I would probably listen. I'd probably listen to that.
It's like sometimes, maybe we should honor when people say no, we just stop.
Yeah, we listen to their autonomy there.
But yeah, it was the classic, like, oh my god, I told you not to come here. Oh, but I had to see.
But I'm gonna drag you into this bathroom and have a conversation with you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, we know exactly what was happening.
Okay, page 188. It's spicy time, you all.
Whew! And spicy! It does get.
He dropped to his knees in front of me, placed one of my feet on the bench and the other on the floor, and he hooked my hips and tugged me even closer. My hands holding on. This is in a weight room, by the way. My hands holding onto the bar, now working overtime to keep me from falling on top of him. He seemed to notice because he nodded at the bar with a wicked grin. Hold tight, he said, and then he descended.
Oh my god.
I said, me acting surprised every single time a man written by woman immediately goes down on her. Why am I surprised every time? I'm like, oh my god.
At this point, why is it so thrilling?
It's still so exciting every time.
How do we like our men?
On their knees!
It was so hot. I listened to this one, so I got to enjoy this while cleaning, just doing the dishes, just kind of like...
Just in your...
Yep. Just bebopping around in my regular life. And I just like, it is really hard when you're trying to pay attention, you're trying to do something else, and this kind of thing starts going on.
Yep.
This is some explicit stuff.
It's explicit as fuck, you guys.
It is.
Y'all.
This fucking is explicit.
Page 189. Oh, we already did the on their knees, but I'll say this anyway.
Good.
Vince Tenev was on his fucking knees for me. There was no thought more erotic than that one. Y'all, it's for the girlies.
For the girlies. And like, he's this big hot shot. Yeah, that's great. Also sex in public, always.
Yes, this is in a public weight room. That there is a camera in this room. Don't worry, it's nothing bad happens with the camera.
Yeah.
He gets rid of the tape.
Does he?
It's a lead up that he keeps it, but that doesn't ever come back up.
Yeah,
so that does not get resolved like many other plot lines.
Many other plot holes.
Page later on down that same page 189. In a feat of strength, I held onto the bar with one hand and the other jutted out for his hair, guiding him where I wanted him. Then all contact was lost. My ass dropped to the bench and Vince grabbed my hand, guiding it back to the bar. I said, "Hold tight."
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This is the defenseman. The paradigm of defenseman bedroom, according to our expert, Savannah.
Oh my god. Thank you, Savannah, for that insight, because now this all makes even more sense.
Yes.
He was, every sexual encounter, he was telling her what he wanted, what to do.
So my note here was, look, I'm never ever going to record myself reading erotica, but
no.
If I had, y'all would have seen me fully drop my Kindle, put my head in my hands, and shriek. Just, ah!
What am I doing at this?
I was like, I
think of H with her hand. Ah! She does the like fainting Victorian woman. Ah!
Yes, she does. Oh my gosh.
Oh, the best. Yes, it is. It'll get you.
Wow.
Yeah, watch in the mirror.
I think I'm sure I had.
Yep. He was really invested. Wow.
Page 191. This scene is still going. Mm-hmm. It struck me only then that we were in a public place when
only then did it occur to her she's getting fucked in a public place.
When my cries rang out in the gym and echoed off the walls.
No.
It just now occurred. Girlie, I've been knowing this whole time.
Nope. Nobody buys that. Nobody buys that.
You know what you're doing.
We know to not have sex in public places. That's why we want to. Because it's off limits. There's laws against it. That's why it's fun. That's why people do it.
That's why the idea of it is fun. This is actually...
Show of hands, it's listeners.
No.
Allegedly. Have you ever?
Don't indict yourself.
And was it fun? 100% of them, if they have, they will say, yes, it was fun, unless they were incarcerated after. I stand by my data.
Yeah. So... This actually is not bad. This is like the middle of the night, so there's no one there.
Yeah, this is their hotel.
They have like
key card. Is it the Conto?
It's the hockey arena's gym.
Oh, even better.
But they have like private access.
His workplace. Even better.
That's right. That is actually important context for my next note, that it is the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night.
Yeah.
My dreams.
You should see the things that we do.
In the weight room.
It was fighting and fucking because that's what we were meant to do from the moment we met. I miss screaming and fighting and kissing in the rain, and it's 2 a.m. and I'm cursing your name. They're doing something.
She's cursing. And his name is involved.
His name is involved.
Wow. I do like... Yeah. I like a lot of things about their sexual encounters. Mm-hmm. They shall be revisited.
They shall be in the catalog. Page 193. The scene is still going. You're going to watch while I fuck you for the first time. So this is in front of a mirror.
This feels right.
And I just wrote, this is giving Colin and Penelope if Julia Quinn had actually written that fucking mirror scene that she talked about.
Yeah, Julia.
Julia, I'm mad at you.
Like, Regency romances are hit or miss. Because it's just like, it's so hot because it's all so forbidden, right? Mm-hmm. Like, that's the fun of, I mean, I could watch that Quinn about historical romance all day, but it's just like, you gotta follow through, though.
Yeah. You can't just have Colin say specifically that he wants to fuck her in front of a mirror and then not do that.
It's kind of cruel.
But we're getting it in the show. So
when is it released?
I think it's December.
Okay.
It's going to be a Christmas time, curl up on the couch. But I saw an interview with the girl who plays Penelope, and they were like, well, what do you want, like, the viewer, what's one thing you want the viewers to know about this season? And she said one word: mirror. Hey,
Penelope for the girlies. Wait, her name.
We want mirror, we want carriage. Those are the two things that we want.
She's so fun. I
love her.
Enjoy her. She's beautiful. I forget her name, the actress, but I love her in Dairy Girls. Have you seen Dairy Girls?
I haven't watched Dairy Girls, but I have heard she's fantastic in that.
Oh my God. Well, what we really should do is just drop everything now and watch Dairy Girls, because it is, wow. It is hysterical. It's not smutty, y'all. It's just really, really clever and really funny. And really Irish.
Okay, page 196. I highlighted, of course, you all. Eyes on me, baby.
Yeah.
My note, it says, sending for the paramedics. Call 911.
Deceased.
I am not okay.
Unwell.
Verklempt. Page 198. So that scene started in the 180s. We're ending on 198. So it's a solid 10 pages of very descriptive smut.
Yeah.
He talks a lot, you all.
Defenseman.
Mm-hmm. And Maven says, it was a one-time thing. I mean it. I just wrote, I'm convinced.
This was a one-time thing.
Sure it was.
Her life is transformed. Never had better sex in her entire life, but this was a one-time thing. They live next door. He's in love, but this was a one-time thing. Okay. Again, we didn't ever say the plot was good. I
don't care about the plot.
Yeah, we did not.
On page 199, I highlighted this because I love that Kandi included this in the book. Because they were in the weight room. She was on the weight bench. I'm so sorry, you all. That's obnoxious.
You're welcome.
I grabbed a wipe and ran it over the bench too because I wasn't a monster. I love that he was like, I'm just gonna wipe this down
because I'm not a monster.
I'm just gonna clean this off real quick.
That is for everyone's wellness.
God.
God. Hey, baby.
Just making sure it's the same vein as in Icebreaker when her friend rolls on the window in the Uber. It's like, we're just
for hygienic sake.
We're covering our bases.
Yes. Yeah, y'all, you can have sex in public, but just care for others' wellness in the process.
That's right. Okay, page 205. Your body, your brain, they won't let you take that chance. Anytime you even think about it, you tremble. When you get close to it, you panic. You don't even realize it, but you're in survival mode. Your instincts doing everything they can to protect you.
Yeah.
I looked Olivia right in the eyes then. You aren't getting on another roller coaster ever again. You just can't. So that's her comparing her experience with James to the trauma response that you'd get after like a roller coaster broke down.
Yeah.
So it's like you're never going to try that again because even though you know there's a small chance, the chance of it happening again is so small.
Yes.
But because it happened one time, you just can't convince yourself.
That's how trauma works.
Yes.
Because then we overgeneralize to like, well, this will apply. Well, we don't even, it's subconscious. It's how our brains and bodies are designed to keep us safe. And that's why you can work through the subconscious in therapy, folks.
That's right.
And it can help you because especially when that was in the past. That was a one-time thing. Like we can use that wisdom, but also be able to respond in a way that aligns with our values and our goals here in our adult current day life.
That's right.
Because it is hard to discern. Like if it's happened once, it's easy to say this is
how it is.
Yeah. So I have a lot of empathy. And, I did not marry an athlete after my experience. I can tell you that.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, I mean, it's all protective. The instincts and the trauma responses, they're protective. I mean, they serve a purpose, but at some point you have to realize when it's not serving the purpose it's supposed to serve.
Exactly. Do you want to continue to carry this with you? Is it still serving you? And gently, would you like to work through that with someone who cares very much?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wrote, my note here says streets and sheets. In real life, this is gross. So.
Oh, I'm excited.
I don't know. I don't remember. Let me tell you, as soon as I finished this book, I was like, well, it's gone.
It evaporated.
The sex scenes were not gone, but the plot was gone.
Let me tell you, that's why we have notes sometimes.
Yeah. I don't want to do, this is Vince talk.
Sure.
I don't want to do this, he choked, Adam's apple bobbing hard with the admission. I don't want to play these fucking games with you. I don't want to be in pain when I see you with one of my teammates because I don't have the assurance that you're mine. And I don't want to try to make you jealous with some random fucking girl I don't even know. This isn't who I am, but it's who you make me because I'm fucking crazy for you. So they are going back and forth making each other jealous. Like, she will...
There's some games being played.
Yeah, so she'll flirt with a guy, and then he'll, like, dance with girls...
One of his friends.
At the club, yeah. Y'all, don't do that. It's such a waste of time.
These are games. And you know what? Baby, let the games begin.
Yeah.
But it's
Take a shot.
Yeah, is that what we want?
In real life, no, I don't want to play games.
Streets and sheets.
In the book, I was like, okay, it's fine. The jealousy is fun.
It's hot.
He gets angry and it makes for hot sex, but it's like, in real life, that's really painful.
Yes, in real life, it's painful, and it doesn't always pan out this way. It doesn't always, make him jealous and then he comes back to you. No. That's not always how this is going to go down. And it's cruel if you're doing it to play games.
Right.
It's cruel to the person you're toying with and the person you want to be with. It's like, just don't.
Just don't do it.
Yeah, not cute. I mean, y'all live your lives. I'm just informed consent.
Consent.
Be kind. Take good care of your fellow human.
That's right. Page 234. It's spicy again, you all. I just highlighted. She didn't choke. She didn't gag. She didn't tap on my thighs and ask for a break.
Whew!
I just wrote. Is this the opposite of I want to gag? I want to choke.
Yes, it is. Change the lyrics to this.
She didn't choke. She didn't gag.
She didn't tap on my thighs and ask for a break.
That's the opposite of that.
It is diametric.
Page 237. Maven says, please, I've got more stamina than you and your whole team, Tanev. I barked a laugh, flipping her into the couch cushions. She landed with the down feathers. Oh, no.
This is in his apartment.
Yeah. Her hair splaying out under her as she smiled up at me with tired, sated eyes. Let's test that theory, I said, and then stood up on my knees, hiking one of her legs up onto my shoulder and then to the other.
Oops.
I said maybe Maven has stamina, but I am very worn out from reading this, like, multiple page.
Yeah, it's the yoga, honey.
Like, ongoing multiple times sex.
Yeah, for both of them. This is where,
it's
imagination.
Porn.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's solid. It is this is great.
It does the trick.
It does the trick. It does these are the right holes. And it's like, this is maybe not physically possible.
I mean, right.
Never say never.
For him, I don't think it's possible.
I don't know.
How are you doing it so much? 5 times? Look.
Are there 15 to 20 minute breaks between each?
Just like the recovery.
Like science at some point has to be applied.
Biology has to come in at some point.
Yeah, like I mean, you know, female folks, we out here have multiple orgasms. That's not the point.
Hey, we get to have. That's the one thing that we
have a lot of things that are hard in our lives. The one thing
multiple orgasms.
We get to enjoy multiple orgasms.
Okay, page 239. Here's your informed consent, you all. There is anal sex in this book.
Yeah, you know what? I have some notes about this.
Okay. I didn't note a lot about it.
Oh, no, I'd same. I would just like to say, maybe I'm not reading the same stuff that other folks are. Anal penetration is wildly underrepresented in the smut world.
Especially in, like one male, one female character.
Yes.
Like, reverse harem, it's very present, but like
there's multiple holes,
right,
multiple
but
penises.
like, you know, a monogamous couple, not very common.
I think maybe only one or two other times has there ever been, like, I mean, like, LOL, it happened one summer.
Oh, there's acid in that.
Yeah, so there's like, yes, and there's reference to like, so it's one thing for it to be like, ooh, the idea of anal sex coming up. But it was, I was surprised that this like went all the way. Like, this is a full, so if that's your vibe, this is a great one for you.
Yeah, it's a full anal sex scene, and
consensual,
it is extremely
yes.
Oh yeah, and there's ongoing consent the whole
they're
time.
very happy. Both are very, very happy.
Yeah, they enjoyed it.
Had to turn this one down at red lights.
Yeah.
I pulled it.
The Arby's.
I pulled into
at Brandon turning down the podcast at the Arby's.
Yeah. I have mixed feelings about this because the Lord's Chicken, Chick-fil-A. I don't love what they stand for. I do love their chicken, and as a gluten-free girly, it's tough. I have to, make some donations to the Trevor Project sometimes to balance out the politics of Chick-fil-A.
I do the same thing.
It's like, I gotta feel better about this.
And sending some money to LGBTQ youth.
Yes, exactly. Yes. We have our charities of choice. But the point is it was the anal sex scene when I was pulling into the Chick-fil-A, the Lord's Chicken, and I thought, okay, so we're gonna turn this down.
We're gonna not
for the families in the Suburbans.
For the teenager taking my order.
Yeah, I had it like through my Apple CarPlay, like booming through my car. So
absolutely. Okay. So I'm gonna read this, you all. And if you're sensitive to
this is booty stuff,
to ass play, then maybe skip ahead. But
or if you're curious,
hey, it's if you do it right, there's some
perks. That's all we're saying.
Yeah,
there's perks.
Exactly. So page 239. I lifted her hips until I could press myself against that, quote, forbidden entrance. I'm like, why do you got to be weird about it?
Forbidden entrance.
Call it.
It's a booty hole.
Just call a spade a spade.
It's the back door.
I don't like forbidden entrance. It's also like, can we not call parts of our body forbidden?
Can we not, make any part of the human body off limit? Like, no. This is healthy. There's consent. We get to enjoy it. It was interesting. Interesting. LOL when Savannah kept saying, interesting. After we had just had a whole, like, we are also interested.
We are also interested in many things. Page 244. So, I will say that they have, like, intense, like, sex scenes, like, kind of back to back. But then there's, like, some random, like, fade to blacks, like, after the intense sex scenes, that's fine, whatever. But the sex scenes that are descriptive, it is literally them having sex, like, 4 or 5 times in a row. It's insane.
Yes.
I don't, so this is Maven talking. I don't think I could come right now, even if you stayed there all morning. He's on his knees. He kissed the inside of my thigh. Not with that attitude. You already got me 3 times last night. We call that a hat trick. But I still think we can do better. Let's go for 4. Huh. Might as well for science.
Just for science.
For
might as well. Yeah.
Might as well try.
A hat trick.
I think that is so hot. Like, I know that the hat trick is like getting 3 goals or whatever. But in like that's a common like thing used in hockey smut is like calling it a hat trick. I think that's so hot.
That is hot. Yes, centering the female orgasm.
That's
Pleasure.
right.
We love it.
Page 255. So he got her a little gift.
He sure did. Wait, is this at the very end?
I don't know. I don't know. Plants. Okay. He got her some plants.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say he does get her. Anyway, we'll get to it.
A diamond gift.
We'll talk about it.
There was an assortment of them in the corner from 5-inch to 24-inch, if I was guessing. They had all had the perfect drainage holes drilled into the bottom. The one I had was creamy white with painted black bohemian design swirling around it. Did you make these? My eyes floated back to him, and he shrugged. I thought it could be a blending of the things that we love, your plants and my pottery.
Okay.
So friends with benefits, then. That's what this is.
So these are friends with benefits.
He's a really good friend.
Yeah. Oh, that was so sweet.
So cute. Because she missed her plants.
Yes, our little bohemian goddess.
Okay, so page 58, they're lying in bed and he's asleep and, they've had sex and she's panicking because how could she ever be with this really rich, hot guy?
She's getting intimately close with him.
So then she goes and Googles the wives of NHL players and she starts doom scrolling. They're models, they're actresses. Y'all, we only doom scroll cheese.
We learned this from Allie Hazelwood.
That's right. From the hours of 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., the only thing you can look at on your phone is cheese. That's it.
The only thing. Not anything else is going to be helpful.
Nothing else good is out there between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m.
You know what is helpful? Cheese.
Cheese. Look at cheese.
Pretty fucking helpful. Take a lactate if you need to, and then look at the cheese.
Yeah.
Eat the cheese, even better. Please. Feed yourselves.
All right. Page 270. Y'all, we're going to reenact Ghost. I'm so mad. It's hot. It's fine.
Do we... Okay, say it and then I'll say it.
So I grabbed his hand in mine and tugged him toward the wheel. Teach me. That's hot. Teach you?
It's hot for... No, okay.
I nodded, pushing gently on his chest until he sat on the stool by the wheel. Then I carefully sat in his lap, rolling the sleeves of my new jersey. She's wearing his jersey, by the way. Several times until they stayed above my elbows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is adorable. My stance on this. Okay, so they go on to have a little romp in the clay.
A romp in the clay.
Not the hay, the clay.
Y'all, I'm concerned.
They do. I did love how Kandi said, like, specifically, he went and washed his hands and got them as clean as he could before he started touching her.
But then...
I do not want pottery clay in my private parts.
No.
They are private, like, no trespassing for pottery clay. Not things that are soft and then hardened. Well, penises, LOL. But, like, no. I don't want craft supplies in my private parts.
No glitter. No, nothing weirdly scented down there. Nothing.
No, vaginal health, people.
Like, so he had his hands, inside her, and then he took them out and said, open your mouth, and he put his fingers in her mouth. I could still taste the earthy clay. No!
Not hot.
That means that he had clay fingers.
Inside of you.
No. Ain't no way. Not in this window.
Not in this window. Wyndham, you'll never live it down. Yeah,
That was upsetting to read about.
That was upsetting indeed. It was something. It was really something. I get it. It's hot. It's hot in the same way that we're like, oh, potter or like painting is rolling around in the paint. Streets and sheets. Reality and smut. They do not always align.
Yeah.
Sex on the beach is one of these things.
So true.
Sand? No. Not my lady parts.
Ain't no way.
And reading about it, watching it on TV, beautiful. Not IRL.
Yes. Same thing with like, I love some like foreplay in the shower, but like actual like penetrative sex, no.
Science, y'all.
It's the physics of it.
Yes.
The friction is not great.
Gravity.
Like, yeah.
I will say, y'all are fixing to build a house. I'm speaking this into existence.
Right. When we win the lottery, that's what we're
so maybe like keep that in mind. I have heard tell.
A bench is important.
As an interior design girly, there's some showers that I've seen in the interior design world where I think that was designed specifically for comfortable sex.
Yes.
I see exactly what you're doing. We get it. We love it. Yes.
Yeah.
This is designed by a woman.
A walk-in shower with a bench. Love that.
Yes. 2 shower heads, even better.
We stayed in a beach house one time that had 2 shower heads, and I was like
on either side with 2 benches and a window, and then a removable shower head.
It didn't have the removable shower head, but everything else. Yeah. And I was like, interesting.
Ha! Were you an A?
Yeah, me and.
Did you partake?
Well, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah. There were 2 shower heads. It's sufficient.
It
only took twice as long to take
save
a
a horse, ride a cowboy. What is it? The save the water, shower together. I don't know. This is in the deep recesses of my mind. If y'all remember the reference, please say it.
Page 291. This is Maven and Livia talking about how she's having a mental breakdown because she can't be with the hot guy.
A minty D. A minty B.
A little panini.
God. Thank you, H, for that.
Page 291. Livia, James broke me, I said, pushing up so I could look at her in the eyes.
Don't give him that power.
Right. I hated the way my voice trembled, but Vince, he could kill me. And then Livia says, or he could bring you back to life.
Oh!
All I know is this could either break my heart or bring it back to life.
Woo!
Electric touch. He got it.
We've already established that he does. Y'all be giving these boys too much power over your life.
That's right.
You know what? If they get that much power to hurt you, maybe we also give good, worthy people the power to
heal you.
To heal you, to help you heal, bring you back to life.
That's right. Okay, last note.
The last one?
That's right, page 294.
Oh my God.
Let's fucking break shit.
Let's do it.
I loved
this. This is a therapeutic intervention.
It sure is.
Here. I loved this.
Livia has been to therapy. She knows what's up.
Yes. So good.
Listen to me, she said, grabbing my shoulders in her hands. You've cried over this fucker. You've gone to therapy. You've picked yourself up and you started building your career and you've moved on. But you can't let go of him, of what he did to you, until he's no longer taking up space. Not in your head, your heart, or the stupid box you keep shoved in the corner of your closet. She pulled out a picture frame of me and James next, pressing it into my chest. It's time to break shit, bitch. Yes. Break shit. As far as I'm concerned, you're just another picture to burn.
Just another picture to burn. Chucky never let me drive.
Absolutely fucking trash during this episode.
Yeah. The only way we're going to enjoy this is if you're really drunk. But, I mean, rage rooms. I've heard...
So important.
Excuse me. I've heard setting things on fire. I've heard all kinds of different ways to resolve, get through things, release. Breaking them? Did you have a baseball bat?
I
hope it was a hockey stick.
She took the golf ball off the balcony.
Oh, even better. Yeah, y'all do these rituals. So not to wax eloquent about this, but we need things, ceremonies, moments to mark that. Hey, we're done with this. In my heart, I'm not saying it's fully healed, but I am done with this. This thing I release from having a hold on my life. This person, this event, this thing, and having a ritual, having a ceremony, having a moment, whether you light something on fire, whether you break the hell out of it, whether you block that person and then go celebrate in some way. I don't care what it is.
Do something.
And mark it. Mark the occasion. We mark births, deaths, and marriages and divorces. We mark all these big life transitions. It is your own life transition when you say, no longer.
You don't have power over me anymore.
Because we get to decide that. Mm-hmm. They may break you, but you have the power to put yourself back together. Yeah, you break their shit.
Yes, break shit.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Yeah, it's really fun.
I believed in it.
Okay, you all.
It closes with, I made a note in chapter 38, get me a beautiful home and you have my heart.
Yep. He buys her a big-ass house.
Big-ass house with lots of plants.
They fuck in every room.
You know what they do? They have sex in the kitchen on the island, and he pulls out a fucking diamond ring.
Proposes while they're having sex.
My note is, and then fuck me, and then propose to me on my new kitchen island, angel emoji.
Absolutely. It's a yes.
It's a yes from me.
It's a yes from me.
This was the most tropey of all the smuts, but it's also it works.
Dirty as hell, you all. Okay, so Vince Tenev, Streets and Sheets.
Streets and Sheets. Was this a fully developed character?
No. He's hot.
He's hot. This is tough. It's tough to like bring in insightful commentary when it like this is not built. This is like Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
But like after dark. You know what I mean? Like this isn't built for like that kind of thing. I would say Streets. I don't feel like I have enough information.
He's like a 3.5.
Yeah, he's kind of jealous. He's kind of
he's fine.
Bad
like,
boy. Yeah, probably a 3 for me in the Streets. I love his philanthropy. I think he's kind of an asshole sometimes.
Yeah,
he does like an asshole.
He sure does. I mean, obviously he's a 5 in the Sheets. He knows what's up.
Oh, the man's a 5 in the Sheets. I have no complaints.
No, I'm not complaining about anything that happened.
5-star, 5 chili peppers. I have much.
Sure. Okay, Maven, our female lead.
Maven, we love you, girl. You've got a lot going for you. I'm going to need for you to go to therapy and quit making everyone else's. Other people are paying for what other people did. You know what I mean? Like This is, yeah, not helpful.
You can't make other people atone for something they didn't do to you.
Yes. So that was kind of, while a relatable theme, that got a little irritating.
I think I would have liked it more had she resolved it earlier and didn't like continue to push Vince away even after she realized that she like
this is about her ex.
Actually liked him. Right, and she even knew like this is about Jane. Like she recognized that it was not about him.
She was like, I will never date another pro athlete again because of this bad experience because they're all this way. And it's like, well, yeah, that's a very simple way to look at the world, though. Like, that's not. Yeah, I get it, and I get what the author was doing there. But like, as a person, this character, I'm like, well, honey. So I mean, I enjoyed her. I respect her. I respect a lot of things about her. This fictional character.
Great sense of fashion.
Yeah, the Free People dresses were on fleek.
On fleek, yeah.
I would say like 3.5 or a 4.
Sure,
she's not like my hero that I'm all into, but
she's great.
She wasn't problematic.
No, she was fine.
Yeah.
Was there a story? Did we care? This has very few wrong holes. I mean, the plot that is there's some plot holes. It's fine.
It's not bad. It's just like she's the journalist, forced proximity, they fall in love. Oh, I had a bad ex one time. And then they get together predictably, like different socioeconomic statuses. They reconcile their differences.
Yeah.
They're together. He spends a lot of money on her.
Yep, that's the whole plot.
And she doesn't move away to go do pottery in Montana. So
that's a gold star for me.
She doesn't pull a happy place.
The plot's thin, but it don't matter to me. I don't care.
Exactly. Know what you're getting in here, into here. Yeah. Thin plot. That wasn't the point. Thick where it matters, if you know what I mean.
Thick where it really mattered, you all.
Thick where it matters.
All right. And how many chili peppers out of 5 are we giving this one?
5.5.
Oh, she's going above the rating scale.
What do you think?
I'm gonna say like a 4 or 4.5, just because of the like random fade to black scenes that were in there.
Okay.
I just like.
I see your point.
I felt like the spice was kind of chunked up all together. And it was like really hot
in those scenes. In those scenes. Like 2 or 3 solid.
Yeah. But I think if she had spread out like the 5 times in a row across like multiple chapters, because we know that she can write a descriptive long 10-page sex scene. So if she had done that like 3 times over multiple chapters, I probably would have enjoyed it more.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I think maybe I'll change it to a 5. It was like the sex that we did get was like, oh my God.
I think the anal sex was shocking.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was bad. I was just like, when I was reading it, I was like, oh my God.
I know.
Because you're right. In a lot of smut, they sometimes will like allude to like maybe wanting to try it eventually, but it never actually happens.
Why are they never actually doing it?
I don't know. I guess some people just don't like it.
Are other people doing this a lot?
Apparently, I feel like people do.
It's the full penetration that I'm like,
whoa. Yeah. I think that it takes practice.
Different bodies are different too.
Yeah.
We don't have to put this in there, but yeah, I think that sometimes different bodies are different. different bodies want different things. Cool. Y'all do you. Enjoy.
That's right. Okay. Well, that was Meet Your Match by Kandi Steiner.
It sure was. Y'all, let us know what you thought about this one. This was hockey smut to the nth degree. This was... We had an expert explain some really important... Y'all can use this information to help inform your future hockey smut forays into this world.
Exactly. And this is going to be a series. This is an introduction to a series, so there's a lot of different characters in this book.
Yeah.
So if there's a character that you particularly liked when you read it, they're probably going to get their own book. So
just hopefully not Jackson.
I don't want to read about Jack XSON.
Good times were had by all.
Yes. A big thank you to Savannah for chiming in, answering the phone when we call her about our hockey smut questions.
Urgent burning questions.
Next week, we're doing The Nanny by Lana Ferguson, a TikTok recommendation.
Very excited, y'all. This is going to be really fun because we were both nannies. Mm-hmm. I think this is going to come up when we review it, but I would not have had sex with my nanny dad.
I also would not have had sex with my nanny dad.
Should be noted.
I mean, he was married, obviously. And
yeah, I think that's the point for some of us.
Yeah. Not going to do that. And I was also married when I was a nanny. So.
Same. So this would be like in another universe, but we do understand being nannies.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, this could be really fun. I'm very much looking forward to that. And then I think we're shooting for
War after that. Yeah. So keep your Kindles loaded.
Keep your Kindles charged.
That's right. And if you have any questions, suggestions, reactions, please email us at ourkinkykindlespod@gmail.com.
Very good.
Until next time, tell me more about defensemen, Savannah.
We need to know more.
Bye.
Bye.